guys don't understand the value. They bring a girl into their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it. She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She starts to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight. Blah blah blah.
Obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that. But
I mean, this is biology. Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
Myron's other tactic to try and pick up women is to go to strip clubs sober. Yeah, that's fucking weird, bro.
So you go in the strip club and you don't spend any money.
No.
But we still respect them.
Point being, ladies, is that number one, at strip clubs, there's other girls there that aren't dancers. You can talk to them. That's number one. Number two,
The moment you pay, you become a customer.
Their time is money though. Like half of the time they're faking it. So you go over there, you look at the females, and do you mind your business? Do you get involved, or is it strictly
Do you know what
business?
these 4 letters stand for? P-A-N-T. All right, I'm done. All right, cool.
This guy's boring.
Nah.
Most guys don't understand their value. They bring girls
Hey,
into
what's
their life.
happening,
They give her
folks? So
everything.
glad you could be
She
here.
hasn't earned it. She
This is
doesn't respect
AronMSound
him.
on the other
She's walking
side
all
of the
over him.
ether.
She starts to dictate
Just
the
giving you the
relationship. You're not getting
preview.
sex tonight. Blah blah blah.
obviously,
This
is
has
your
little to
experience,
do
so I
with
can't argue that.
what we're actually going to watch today, but it does have a lot to do with the background.
This is biology. Women
Does
are
have a lot to do
hardwired
with the
to
behaviors.
extract resources from men. It's been that way
And
since
it's
the
such a
beginning
great
of
Myron's
example
other tactic to try and pick up women is to go to
as we
strip
wait
clubs sober.
to start the
Yeah,
show.
That's fucking weird, bro.
So you go in the strip
So,
club
I don't
and
know if you noticed, but
spend any money.
my first
But
stream
we
I
still
got
respect
kicked off of,
point being, ladies,
which I've
is
had a
that
number of different
number one, at strip
issues
clubs, there's other girls there that aren't dancers. You can talk to them. That's number one.
in these
Number two,
YouTube streets.
The moment you pay, you
But
become a
they're-
customer.
Their time is
So,
money though. Like half of the time they're faking it. So
Yeah.
you go over there, you look at the females, and do you mind your business? Do you get involved, or is it
Do
strictly
you know
That's
what
what I gotta
these
say to
4
that.
letters stand for? P-A-N-T. All right, I'm done.
All of
All
that.
right, cool.
That's what that is. In
This guy's boring. Girl.
Most guys
And,
don't understand value.
fact,
They
I'm
bring girls into
going
their
to
life.
take
They give her
that one
everything.
out
She hasn't
because it's
earned it.
15
She
seconds
doesn't respect
long.
him. She's walking all over him. She starts to dictate the
Delete,
relationship. You're not getting
delete,
sex tonight.
delete.
Blah blah blah.
Obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that.
All right.
But
I mean, this is biology. Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
Myron's other tactic to try and pick up women is to go to strip
Stand
clubs
by, folks.
sober. Yeah,
You
that's
know where you
fucking
are.
Weird, bro.
So
Hopefully you know
go
what time
in
it
the
is.
strip club and you don't spend any money.
No.
But we still respect them.
Point being, ladies, is that number one, at strip clubs, there's other girls there that aren't dancers.
Oh,
you can talk to them.
shit.
That's number one. Number two,
The moment you pay, you
But
become a
they're-
customer.
Their time is money though.
Oh,
Like
I'm sorry. I
half
thought
the
I had
time
stopped
they're faking
streaming.
it.
You heard my
go
actual,
there, you look
oh
at the
shit,
females,
panic
Do you mind your
voice.
business? Do you get involved?
Caught
or
on camera.
is it
Do
strictly
you know what
business?
these 4
Hey,
letters
folks.
stand for?
So glad you could be here.
All right, I'm done. All right, cool.
This guy's boring.
We got a great show today.
Most guys don't understand their value. They bring girl into their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it.
Let me
She
just,
doesn't respect him. She's
get
walking
my
all
world
over
in
him.
order.
She starts to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight. Blah blah blah.
obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that.
Yes, it's very much Myron's experience.
But
I think we know. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Hey, Lita, what's happening? Welcome. So glad you could be here. Stand by. Get that groove going for you. And let me play the second clip as I go check all the other channels and such, make sure all my stuff is in order before we actually get underway. Hey, what's happening? So glad you could join me. Thanks for being here. The little clip I'm running right now is, I call it, Is My Wrong Gay? Is My Wrong Gay?
Because he brings this up a lot. It's
He
like
does bring it up a lot.
How about this? Let's say me and you are dating, and you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen?
Well, you be fucking gay.
Keep it down.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like
You would break up with me. That's it. You would do. You find out.
because I would assume that you were gay, and then I'm your secret to cover up your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive.
Bro, this guy's gay.
are any of you men?
Nope.
Okay, have any of you fucked a girl as a man?
If you ever fucked a man as a woman, what are we saying here? This is what he has to do to win arguments. Just come up with ridiculous scenarios that derail the entire conversation. If a girl goes to speak up against it, tell her to shut up.
No.
Do any of you understand what it takes to be attractive to women as a man?
Yeah, Myron's troublesome.
I mentioned a bunch of
Troubling.
Because he brings this up a
Troubled.
lot. It's like one of his core arguments.
How about this? Let's say me and you are dating, right? Hypothetically.
Stand by, folks.
And you find out that I might
You
have
know what time
done
it
some
is.
gay porn in the past to make some money.
It's almost time to look up.
Well, you'd be fucking gay.
Keep it 1,000.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like,
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me. If you found out.
well, because I would assume that you were gay, and then
Okay.
I'm your secret to cover up your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
No, but it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive.
Bro, this guy's gay.
Are any of you men?
Nope.
Okay. Have any of you fucked a girl as a man?
If you ever fucked a man as a woman, what are we saying here? This is what he has to do to win arguments. Just come up with ridiculous scenarios that derail the entire conversation. If a girl goes to speak up against it, tell her to shut up.
No.
Do any of you understand what it takes to be attractive to women as a man?
I mean, I understand the concept.
No, you don't, because I mentioned a bunch.
Tell us something, because he brings this up a lot. It's like one of his core arguments.
How about this? Let's say me and you are dating, right? Hypothetically. And you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen?
Well, you'd be fucking gay.
Keep it 1,000.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like,
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me. If you found out.
well, because I would assume that you were gay, and then
Okay.
I'm your secret to cover up your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
No, but it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive.
Bro, this guy's
Maybe
gay.
just
Are any
ask
of you men?
yourself, is he gonna let this just roll for a minute?
Have
Oh
any of
yeah.
you fucked a girl
Oh
as a man?
yeah.
If
I'm
you
gonna
ever
just let
fucked a
this
man as a woman,
roll
what
for
are
a
we
hot
saying
minute.
here? This is what he has to do
I'll
to
be
win
back
arguments.
in here in
Come up with ridiculous
just a
scenarios
hot
that
minute.
derail
No,
the entire
seriously.
conversation.
We're
If a
we're
girl
almost
goes
to
to speak up
showtime.
against it, tell her
Oh
to
my
shut
goodness.
up.
No.
Do any of you understand what it takes to be attractive to women as a man?
I mean, I understand the concept.
No, you don't, because I mentioned a bunch.
Tell us something, because he brings this up a lot. It's like one of his core arguments.
How about this? Let's say me and you are dating, right? Hypothetically. And you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen?
The countdown
you'd be
clock
fucking
said
gay.
Keep it
it's
1,000.
about time,
What
Aaron.
happened?
Yeah.
It's
I
about
feel
time.
like
would
But
break
you know
up.
what?
That's the truth.
I just want this to sink in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's
Yeah.
cruel.
And then I'm-
Emily, what's happening?
your gay
Well, my
identity.
past-
Goodness gracious.
No, but it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive.
Bro, this guy's gay.
Are any of you men?
Nope.
Okay. Have any of you fucked a girl as a man?
Have any of them effed a girl as a
What are we saying
man?
here? This is what he has to do
I
to win
would-
arguments.
that's gonna be
Come up
hard
with
for them,
ridiculous
sir.
scenarios that derail
Sir,
the
that's gonna
entire
be tough.
conversation. If a girl goes
He
to
doesn't
speak
know
up
that,
against
though.
it, tell her to shut
It's
up.
okay. He
No?
doesn't
Do any of you
know.
understand what it takes to be attractive to women as a man?
No, they don't because they're women.
No, you don't, because I mentioned a bunch.
Tell us something, because he brings this up a lot. It's like
A
one
lot.
of his core arguments.
How about this? Let's say me and you are dating, right? Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
And you find out that
Because I don't think he dates.
some gay porn in the
I
past
think he
to make
just
some money.
hires. I mean, that's what I've been reading.
Well,
Hello
he's
and
fucking
welcome.
gay.
Keep it 1,000.
What would happen?
Stand by.
I feel like.
We're almost
break
there.
up. That's the truth. You would leave
And when
me.
I say we're almost there, we are almost there. Where? We're going to move somewhere a little bit further than not today. And why? Because I really do think that we can put Pearly to bed today. I swore I would never, ever, not ever, ever, never, probably not never, but never, not at least not soon, go back to this. But little did I know that I would. Because Pearl and my current interest in focus in the whatever podcast.
Girls.
Most guys don't understand
Pearls!
the value. They bring girl into their life. They give
Well,
her everything.
you know, they
She hasn't
cross
earned it.
paths
She
this
doesn't
week.
respect him. She's walking
And
all over him. She's trying to dictate the relationship. You're not getting some
hold on a
sex
second.
tonight, blah, blah, blah.
Obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that.
Oh my gosh.
But there's.
I mean, this
Oh
is,
my
this
God.
Is, this is
Oh my
how
God.
Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since.
It was
All those
amazingly
other guys that try
cringy.
and pick up women, it's
But
not
I don't
simple.
like the word cringe, but that was actually
that's fucking weird, bro.
cringe-filled.
So you go into
uncomfortable,
something
awkward.
You don't spend any money.
No.
But we still respect them.
So stand
What I'm saying,
by.
ladies, is that
Get yourself
number
comfy.
one, at strip clubs,
We've got
there's
kind of
other
a big
girls
one
there
today.
that aren't dancers. You can talk to them. That's number one. Number two,
The moment you pay, you
But
become a
they're-
customer.
Their time is money.
2 minutes to
Like,
show.
they're-
You're here to
half the
look
time
up.
they're faking it. So you go over there, you look at the females, and do you mind your business? Do you like? Do you get involved, or is it
Do
strictly
you know what
business?
these 4 letters stand for? PAMP. All right, I'm done. All right, cool.
This guy's boring. Girl.
Most guys don't understand their value. They bring girl into their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it. She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She starts to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight, blah, blah, blah.
Obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that. But
I mean, this is biology. Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
Myron's other tactic to try and pick up women is to go to strip clubs, sober. Yeah, that's fucking weird, bro.
So you go in the strip club and you don't spend any money.
No.
But we still respect though.
Point being, ladies, is that number one, at strip clubs, there's other girls there that aren't dancers. You can talk to them. That's number one. Number two,
The moment you pay, you
But
become a
they're-
customer.
Their time is money though. Like half of the time they're faking it. So you go over there, you look at the females, and do you mind your business? Do you get involved, or is it
Do
strictly
you know what
business?
these 4 letters stand for? PAMP. All right, I'm done. All right, cool.
This guy's boring.
No.
Girl.
Most guys don't understand their value. They bring girl into their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it. She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She starts to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight, blah, blah, blah.
obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that.
By the way, the reason you're waiting on me is because the
Right,
new
I mean,
computer rig just arrived.
biology. Women are
And I had to pull it
hardwired
out from the
extract
porch
resources
because
from men. It's been that way
goodness
since-
knows.
Myron's other tactic.
Goodness knows, even though I live in the boonies.
Sober. Yeah, that's fucking
A
weird.
big ass
So you go
old
in the
package
strip
like
club
that.
and you don't spend any money.
no.
But we still respect though.
Point
Yeah,
being,
exactly.
ladies, Is that
They going
number
for
one, at
free
strip
peep.
clubs, There's other
Not-
girls
not
there
that
aren't
real
dancers.
peep.
You can talk to them. That's number
But
one.
the free peep,
Number two,
taking up business time.
Customer.
You know what I'm
Their
saying?
time is money though. Like
Their
half
time, their
of the time
mime
they're
is
faking
money.
it. So you go over
Respect
there,
your
look at the
stripper.
females, and
For
do you
God's
mind your
sakes.
business? Do you get involved, or is it?
Holy
you know
mackerel,
what
respect.
these 4
You know,
letters stand for?
respect.
PAMP. All right, I'm done.
Respect.
All right, cool.
By the way, does he? When I'm saying this, I'm making
Most
fun of the
guys
fact
don't
that
understand their
does the
value.
dude say
They bring girl into their life. They give her everything. She
P-A-M-P?
hasn't earned
And I'm
it.
misunderstanding?
She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She starts
gonna-
to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight.
We're gonna go through
blah,
one more
blah,
clip and I'm
Obviously,
gonna
this is
start the
your
show.
experience, so I can't
But
argue
it's just
that.
so entertaining, really, in so many ways.
there's-
blah. I mean, this is biology. Women are
It's not
hardwired
biology,
to
but he
extract
thinks so
resources
because,
from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
Myron's other tactic to try and pick up women is to
Which
go
is
to strip
fine.
clubs,
Which is fine.
sober.
There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
that's
that.
fucking weird, bro.
but it
So
is fucking weird
go
that you do
in
this
the
show
strip
and
club
you.
you don't spend any money.
no.
But we still respect though.
Point being, ladies, is
Wait,
that
let's see.
number
Does he
one,
spell
at
it
strip
right?
clubs,
I don't
there's
think so.
other
I don't
girls
think he
there
knows
that
how to
aren't
spell
dancers. You can
pimp.
talk to them. That's number one.
P-I-M-P.
Number two,
The moment you pay, you
But
become a
they're-
customer.
Their time
Here it
is
comes.
money though. Like
What's his answer to all this? What's his logic?
So you go over there, you look at the females, and do you mind your business? Do you get involved, or is it
Do
strictly
you know what
business?
these 4 letters stand for? PAMP.
Yeah, that stands for pamp.
All right, cool.
Pamp. I don't know what pamp is.
Boring.
Yeah, and he's so proud of himself in
guys
that
don't
pampy
understand the
moment.
value.
All right, cool. One more time. We're gonna play this other clip and then we're gonna start the show. Because, like I said, entertainment value is what I'm all about here, folks. You can most of the time, sometimes. Okay, so I'm not gonna say you can't trust me with your entertainment value, but I'm gonna say my risque choices may be risque. By the way, I'm already catching heat for jumping on the Grace
Because he brings
panel
this up a
yesterday to
lot.
try to
It's
bring
like one
good
of his core
influence.
arguments.
Good gosh, you can't even do a good thing anymore.
Right, hypothetically. And you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen?
You might have done some gay porn in the past.
Keep it 1,000.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like,
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me. You found out.
because I would assume that you were gay, and then
Okay.
I'm your secret to cover up your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
Hot damn, you
It's
know
not
what time it is,
necessarily, like,
folks.
The fact that it's your past that matters, it's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive.
Bro, this guy's gay.
are any of you men?
It's time
Nope.
okay.
to look up. Hey, what's happening, folks? How y'all doing? I'm AronMSound, as you well know, and this is the show we know as Lookup, where I interject myself into a conversation where not a single person asked me to be involved, and by way of which I extend the conversation in directions that it probably was never meant to go. Let me see if I can turn down the volume of that just a little bit. Get in here and turn down the volume of that a little bit. Oh yeah, now we're talking.
What would happen?
Well, you'd be
So,
fucking gay.
yeah, he'd be gay.
What
No, he would
happen?
definitely be gay for
I
that.
feel like
You would break
Is
up.
Myron gay?
You would leave me.
Are you gay? I don't know.
I would assume.
I don't know. It's none of my business.
And then I'm your
Why would it be?
Secret to cover up.
It's no one's business.
your gay
Well, my
identity.
past
mean,
matters, right?
Unless, of
Yeah,
course,
but
you're
not necessarily
sharing it
like
because it
the
is
fact
their
that it's your
business.
past that matters. It's just
And then,
the fact that you aren't being,
you know,
But it was unattractive.
Bro, this guy.
no, it's
Are any
because
of you
you're
men?
gay and they sense
Okay.
that and they don't want you to be
Any of
dishonest
you-
with yourself, sir.
the girl
So,
as a
you
man.
know,
If you
hey, what's happening, folks?
fucked a man as a
So
woman,
today,
what are we
this is
saying?
not
This is
just
what
the
he has to
topic.
do to
It's
win
the
arguments.
generalization of the
Ridiculous
kind of
scenarios that derail the entire
contradictory
conversation. If a girl goes,
weirdness that happens with guys like Maynard, Murnif. I'm always wrong. I think his name is Abba. I don't know. He's got actually, that's not his name. Myron Gaines is not this person's name, by the way. So I'm told. But I just, like to have a little fun. I like to have a little. Yeah, little howl. Anyhow, hope everybody's having a great day. I see Emily, I see Lita. I see a couple extras in here. That's nice. People lurking, but that's cool. Yeah, yesterday I hopped on a panel because hey, what's happening? Welcome in. I'm AronMSound. And you welcomed yourself into Look Up, the show where we extend a conversation that none of us were directly involved in. I have the call-in line today. It looks like it's actually functioning. So I will put it in the chat. Because, of course, there's a lot to talk about today. And, by the way, I don't know if you all know this, but the moment I start the show, every day, I get like 80 emails from everything and its brother that I should probably be paying attention to in my own personal life. And they all come like as if I don't have my own schedule public. So I don't know what that is. That's just life, I think. And so, by the way, here it comes. I'm pasting the Discord link in the channel, and I'm going to pin this so that... Oh, hey, would you let me pin that? Thank you. All right, sorry. Call Matt. Yeah, that works. Call Matt. Discord, which does mean that actually to call, you do need the Discord app, which I apologize if it's problematic. But at the same time, I'm sorry, not sorry. It's a much better environment. We can have all kinds of panels and discussions, and then that way we're in the same little circle now. It's a little cultural space. Or not. I don't know. Maybe it is. Let me see. Am I actually in there right now? I'm totally in there right now. I need to go over there. There I am. And let me pull it up for those of you that want to see that I'm actually doing this. Sorry. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about this interesting double standard system. We're talking about pearly things, and we're talking about the state of white dating. Oh, Emily, I pinned you. Unpinned Emily's message. And although that was good. Yes, they are going for a peep. So one of the things that I've noticed about it's only solutions still. So yeah, I've changed the only solutions page to be look up live panel calls. So when you get there, you know where you are. Just like here. Anyways, hopefully. My dancers are still killing it. I use the same pair, so yeah, I'm kind of stoked on the show today because I get to start with this really absurd bit with Myron and the weird, well, it's not weird. He's just closeted, I think. And he seems to be in this space where, he's repressing it maybe? I don't know. I really don't know. No. I'm just guessing at all that. In any case. Look up live. Hey, there we are. Let's move this over to the other side. Put this up behind so if somebody shows up, we'll actually see them. Because I'm alone there now. I'm alone. Anyhow. What are we going to look at today? We're going to look at the panel that happened 2 days ago with Pearly Things and whatever podcast. But once again, the reason I was sharing this video and then went off on a tangent was because we observe noticeably, all of us, this, well, contradictory thinking, as I was talking about, that says one thing, does another, and expects you to do as they say, not as they do. And I, for one, don't really learn very well that way. In fact, that makes me kind of angry. That makes me kind of upset. That makes me really freaking bothered, because that's the kind of message they're sending to our friends, our fellow countrymen, and that's the message that's being sent out of the country. That's being sent to our kids. That's being sent to young men and women. And it also suggests that we should just go back to being stupid about interpersonal relationships. Don't be honest with the self. Don't be honest with your background. Don't be honest with anything, and just pretend. And that's like the whole fake it to make it gone awry. So that's my premise today. And even further, I would say that there are specific hosts who don't represent much of anything very well. And I think it's up to us, each and every one of us, to say something about that bullshit. Call it out. Be a good example. Not only that, but if you get a chance to, look at it right in its face, walk up to its door and say, hey, how you doing? What you doing? Maybe that's just me. Because for me, this is what I do. So, given it the chance, you bet your boopy, that I would go on in and be like, excuse me, that's what I would do. I'd walk right in that door, as you know very well that I would. And sometimes I knock, sometimes I just walk in. Anyhow. And I would address the situation, or I'd talk to somebody, and maybe I might be a little silly. Maybe I might be a little cunning. Maybe I might practice a little bit of wag the dog. Well, that's sometimes what it takes to be an example or influence, and I don't mean influencer, don't take that the wrong way. I mean an influence, good or bad. Sometimes in the middle, but influence nonetheless, because if you don't, personally, in my opinion, reach out to people who need, or you believe should have some kind of outside influence that is better than not, or something different than what they're used to, well, I say that maybe you might be missing some of your own genius, each and every one of you. Because we all have something to show others in our example of life if we're living a quality of life that is kind, that is based, that is simpler than not, because most of the stuff is just being good. And by being good, I mean being kind to others, doing what you do, whatever it is, with earnestness. And you could try to take this all apart. Sure. You could try to clinically look at it from every angle. You could probably find a bunch of holes in my reason, but here's the simple message. Kind people do good things for their fellow neighbors. They try. That's all you can ask of each other. And that's all I'm about. Just let's try. More than not. And be reasonable. I don't expect people to be unreasonable, which I've heard a lot about in this conversation, is that people start to get a little bit defensive because they want everything to be really reasonable. And I understand that. Everybody does. But there is a generation, for sure, who thinks most people, other people's conclusions, are coming to conclusions, that aren't reasonable, first off, so they project into it by suggesting that whatever you're suggesting might be unreasonable, you don't understand them. No. Everybody expects each other to take their own position, their own boundary, their own beliefs. Unless, of course, you don't want people to have their own beliefs. Unless, of course, you benefit from having other people stuck in pain. So, why would I mention that? Well, my friends, I'm going to practice my Abba evil Maniacal. Let me see if it comes up good. Hold on, I can look at myself right in the preview monitor. Hold on, it's coming around. No, I guess I'm 25 seconds too late. I don't want to wait 25 seconds for that shit. Whoa, okay. All right. What are we doing? Changing the beat. Woo! Swing it. Bye. What is this whole page of 3 women? Yes, this is the cover, my friends, of the Whatever podcast. So if you're wondering, how do they have 4.5 million followers? Well, the truth is this. Should I start doing this too? No, that would be disingenuous. I would be misrepresenting. Oh, does that say that Fuentes was cheering Destiny's racism that I'm looking at in a clip? Oh my. Yeah. And by the way, what is that? Africans versus African Americans? Do your parents say it? Oh yeah. What advice were you going to give Grace anyways? It never got there. Yes. Well, that's the thing is Grace is a very smart person. Like one of those, just clearly, if she was given access to the education of whatever she chose, she'd do well. She's running a circus over there, and she somehow utilized what would otherwise be a calamity of sorts, a terrible situation, and turned it into, with her father, and for all kinds of, we can talk about the reasoning and the the agenda back there, but really, she's done well by a bad situation, essentially, to a degree. And people like that can either go very far, or they can get crushed by the weight of their own ben. Meaning that by the weight of their own intentions, and without perspective, they can end up getting taken for granted, taken for a ride, or just screw up their own potential. And that would suck, because I see someone doing something unusual, strong, and moving through the internet in a way that's been capturing hearts and minds that can't be denied. And being that the first person that brought my attention to them was before I came back to the YouTube, and it was somebody in the TV world who was thinking about, doing something around that. I say, let's pay attention. Let's talk to these people. Let's find out who they are. And most importantly, let's find out who the person everybody is crying about but not concerned about. By the way, Emily, so what was the advice I was going to give her? Don't let this game fuck over her stride. Whatever happened in the past, let it be the past. Let the problems with her mother go. She'll solve them in time. They'll be there forever. Which is essentially the advice that she got. But I wanted to probe more. You know how I do. We have the conversation and see what's really going on with this person and find out about them. And hello and welcome. So glad you could all join us. As you well know, AronMSound here. It was just, actually, we were just talking about Grace and the conversation I had and how we never got around. And instead, by the way, folks, one of the wonderful things that I got to say is she leaves the circus panel open for the schizos. So I was able to get up there and literally deprogram. Yeah, it never got there. It never quite got there. You're right. But what it did do is it introduced me to a group of people, and I'd say about 2 of them are here right now, which is awesome. Thank you for joining us. Couple new faces around here who are interested in a different message and why I might be over there. Which is funny that she pulled up the Ladybug song. Oh my God, talk about one of the funniest things you could have pulled out of any of my videos. I had forgotten that I did the Ladybug song and that it has like 5,000 views, for God's sakes. I didn't realize that either. Oh my God, did I have an unquantifiable hit? Oh, geez. Yes, unquantifiable hit. That's when a hit isn't a hit, but in your own mind, it's a hit, So, thank you so much for joining us. Nice to see you all. I'm so glad you could be here. Today we're going to talk about the effects of bad messaging and how that when you are outside your bubble and how I didn't finish watching that panel. Yeah, you don't have to, Lita. It turns into the arc of the ministry on Sunday. So I once I saw that it was going to be Goonsville and that I was going to be stuck in somebody's panel for a while, I just started. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that, Emily. I love the Ladybug. Oh, the Ladybug song. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I forgot I had done it. It's a happy song for all. I was in a place in my life where my garden was bursting with ladybugs, and I just gotten a new camera. It was really fun. Let me drop the bass out of this. Anyhow, that was a very particular time, interesting time in my life where I was like filming things on the road, and that video was just a test of my camera that I turned into a Lita. I just don't watch the very end, and there's a disgusting yeah, I didn't see it. I did not see. I still, when I looked, I didn't catch it. So do me a favor and don't send the timestamp. And I appreciate you for doing not that thing. Not doing that thing. Yeah, sending the timestamp. In other words. By the way, I have a button right in the center. If you see me do this repeatedly, this button is being unruly. You inanimate object, stop that. Anyhow, woo. Bye, baby. Anyhow. Okay, so I'm not gonna roosh fear you today because there's a lot to freaking cover. There's so much to freaking cover, and that's the other reason why. Lita. I you know, they said it while we were on the thing, and then I tried to watch it again in the stream. I'm gonna have to go back and cut it. It was clearly so fast that you know, I have to go back and either cut it out of the video, which I probably should, or I should accentuate it really quickly in just like a subconscious way. I'm sorry, no, I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you, folks. I hope that you trust me with your entertainment choices, unlike other people that should definitely not trust me with their entertainment choices because I send them to watch Rotten Tomatoes movies that have 32%. Because they're awesome. Terrible movies are awesome. I'm sorry. Is that dichotomous? And you know, I don't want to lose you all. I want to get right into this. Anyhow, what was I saying? I'm talking about hosts that don't know what they're talking about, that are contrarian and yet cynical for no good reason. That they don't have the experience, and that when they get taken outside their bubbles, and suddenly there's a video shit dropping or something. I still don't know what it was. I really don't know what it was. I don't think I want to know. I'm gonna have to find it and edit it too, which is even crazier. But it was so fast. It was really apparently fast. So, when they don't know what they're talking about, they get taken outside their bubble. Boy, does the pushback really hit them in the face. And who does it hit in the face, my friends? Well, it hits a very white girl. A very, very white girl. And I don't mean this in a, Mommy, welcome back. And this is a day where we can all agree on some really just based Mommy! Some base stuff. And what is that? It's the fact that some of these hosts don't know what they're talking about. And when they start having trouble on their panel with a little pushback, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for being here. Well, they don't stand up to the tests, basically. Took me a long time to get there, but yeah, they don't stand up to the tests. Why?
Barbie, I prefer to be called Barbie.
What? What's... Bro, are you fucking... Continue.
Bro! Okay, so the podcast fell apart from the get-go.
That I survived my 20s and I am 33 years old.
And the reason why I'm also featuring right at the beginning. Barbie. Gosh bless her. She's an amazing comedian, by the way. And she's really hilarious. She's very dirty.
And I am very proud to say that I survived my 20s and I am 33 years old. Be careful out there because them 20s will kill. Barbie, I prefer to be called Barbie.
So, they were having struggle streams.
Bro, are you fucking...
Like serious struggle streams going on over there at the old whatever white ever podcast. Is she trans? Hold on. I'm so glad that you asked that. The hilarity of the fact that you have asked that. Aaron, a second.
Are you fucking... Continue.
Because she addresses that in the next video. And that's even kind of a funnier piece of this is that I left that in because of the fact that, and hopefully I did. It was very late last night when I was making these clips, and I was making so many clips. It was like clip it. By the way, why does poop have such a happy face? There should be two poop emojis. There should be a duo, a duce. I know, stop. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm totally not sorry. All right. Yes, is she trans? Well, I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to let you wonder for just a hot second before I get into the next clip because, okay, so after having like just terrible audio transmission issues, and they had to reset their whole studio essentially without restarting this stream, which trust me, I know this pain. I was watching and I was like, oh my gosh, really? Is this how it's gonna go tonight for them? With Pearl?
Single. Both relationships. Okay. All right.
And
here's just a filler question while I have
a lot of
figure out some technical issues.
Yeah,
Isn't
he's
the
got
deal
some technical
breaker if the guy
issues.
won't go down?
I think so, because if they're expecting me to go down on them, I would want.
So the reason I'm sharing this, and I'm about to take the filter off of it, is because this conversation in itself makes the person with the dating panel who's visiting not just uncomfortable. No. Not just uncomfortable. She just doesn't even know how to respond. She has no capability to take part in what is essentially kind of a fun adult conversation, frankly, when everybody's like starting to spill the tea on themselves on all these things that we always wonder about our friends, but we don't, until you really get into that real close proximity of your friends and you start having those real conversations.
And expected me to go down on him.
I watched it apparently, but I missed the very beginning. LOL. I started watching when I emoted. Oh yeah. No, she is not a trans. Is that? Yeah, is that Pear? No, you can call her Pear. You can call her Pear. That's fine. She's calling people whales all the time. I think we can call her Pear, right? Single.
Both relationships. Okay.
All right. Yeah, he's having, when you see that look on my face when you're like,
isn't the deal breaker if a guy won't go down?
looking around or he's not paying attention to the show, but he's trying his best to pay attention to the show. Yeah, I've definitely. Look up! That is Pearl, unable to talk about sex like an adult. Yes. And actually, let me just give you a little red flag. That's right. Grr, why is she still on YouTube? Emily. Grr as well.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Jamie 100% on that one.
Definitely a deal breaker, even though I have dealt with a nigga that would not go down on me and expected me to go down on him.
I like how she put it. She just
Definitely.
and she just got herself out there. By the way, no, she is a she, a natural born she, and I apparently don't have it in there where she addresses like, I would get asked this quite often. I am a woman. And she laughs about it like she knows that she is full. And by the way, I don't know if y'all have guessed it by now, but I love people who own their faults or own the perceived faults or love themselves for the things that others see as odd, because this is the one life we got. This is the vibe we got. All right. We can either put on the suit and enjoy the suit, despite the fact that it's a gold lame, one zipper, made out of polyester. It's the shit. That's the one you got. All right? Love it. Or you hate it.
Question while I have to figure out some technical issues.
Yes, you do,
Brian.
Brian.
Deal breaker for
But one more time. What am I going to do here? I am sharing.
I think so, because if they're expecting me to go down on them, I would want them to go down on me.
And I just want you to see the real clarity of the real 1080p of the uncomfortable. Gotta take a sip.
Yeah, it's total deal breaker, 100%.
Yeah, all the other women on the table were like, yes, basically, Munchbox, baby. I wasn't sure due to her voice, but having said that, I think girls with deep voices are cool. Shit. Don't get me started on whispering in my ear with a deep voice.
Jamie 100% on that one.
That sounded Oh,
Definitely a deal breaker, even though I have dealt with a nigga that would not go down on me.
I love it. I love it. Everybody at the table finds it humorous. It's cute.
I definitely
Single.
But
Both relationships.
Pearl's face. Like, is that not the picture of the? What do you do? Well, Pearl, I don't know. Brittany pointed out you did have kind of a questionable stain on that sweater the black one that you wear quite often. Is it a sweater? Is it a tank top? I don't know. By the way, the first at least 5 clips I'm going to show you are just purely Pearl being what I would perceive as completely freaking creepy. Being the Mary of the table, being the I have no experience, so I'm gonna just look at you with judgment and questioning your reality because I don't know. By the way, I love the fact that everybody's doing that now. I love that it's like pretty much you know who we're doing when you go is it true though? I don't know. I'm not saying people are whales. That's on purpose. Anyhow, but you take what you want from that. You take what I would also say that some of the undo. Who did I just I apologize whoever. I'm sorry, Emily. That was oh my gosh, what the fuck did I just do? Excuse me. Add as moderator. Hold on a second, what the hell did I just do? Emily, I apologize. I don't know what Emily's now standard moderator. Goodness gracious, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Don't press buttons by accident on your phone. That was Pearl influences. Oh, yeah. Yes. Actually, part of the reason why I'm sharing this today is because I want to put a cherry on the topping that is a shit Sunday. Speaking of yesterday's shit. Sorry, something crazy just came across my Twitter. But that's not unusual. But yeah, my apologies. Oh my gosh, Emily. Emily, it would not be my show without Emily. Literally, you are my unofficial co-host next to Lita and Bridget. What would I do? Goodness Christ, that is crazy. That it immediately gets rid of all your, so that, yeah, it was like, bloop, ah! So, come back. You know that dude that I accidentally timed out never came back. See, that's what happens. It's like when you serve somebody a bad shit Sunday. Don't serve a bad shit Sunday. Serve a badass Sunday. Lots of ass. I don't know. I'm sorry. So we saw Bro, Are You Kidding? Oopsie. Yes, Lita. Oopsie. That is right. And by the way, more awkwardness from Pearl. And yes, this is the Sunday on top of the shit Sunday with a little cherry on top. So it makes it even more Sunday-esque.
Always be in a relationship with somebody who cares enough about you to do.
Oh, is it having a hard time with the 1080? It is. I was like, bring them full HD. And of course, it wants to change variations on me every single time because we couldn't possibly watch this video in the same framing, could we? No.
Somebody will not do that.
No. Is it a red flag? Pearl doesn't even know how to respond to her, by the way, which I think is absolutely hilarious. And also, I would notice that this is
I like giving him
Pearl sitting next to somebody who is sex positive. Yes, exactly. Lita, I'm absolutely no. That's right, because Lita's been up. So I'd agree. That is a correct. That is a more correct description. Thank you, Emily.
I don't really care.
I mean, 69 is kind of like my favorite thing in the world, so I'd be a little bit upset. I'm not gonna lie.
But I would say too, like,
What if
I'd
they had
rather-
everything else, and that's the only thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I was like, I'm not gonna completely cut you off if like you check other boxes. But like, if you don't want a 69 with me, I mean, what the fuck am I doing here? You know?
Ha!
I would also argue too that I might, like, if there's not enthusiasm and like, and if it's really like torture for the guy, then you know it's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because nobody wants their partner to,
Like,
you know,
come
not
on.
be enjoying what's going on, you're not enjoying what's happening, you know?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that you should always.
The muse horn. That deserves a horn. Pearl being uncomfortable about just
I wouldn't say it's
sex
deal
talk.
breaker. I mean, because I like giving head and I like receiving it, but I mean,
She's like, oh my god. Meanwhile, Pearl over there with the throat goat, apparently, from what's been said, you know, that she apparently has an inordinately large background, from what has been said by others. And we're gonna say that, okay, not for nothing, but the one in the baby pink concerned me. Oh, you talking about our friend in the back with the Kaiser helmet? Or, oh, you talking about the one with the boobs who were so far apart that you could actually, like, just, you know, you could keep a container of milk in there, basically. Which one? I'm sorry. Did I need, roll back and I'll take a look. I'm not for not paying attention, but, the girl in the back, by the way, who's become, like, the meme of the week. This one is the new addition. That's the co-host, by the way. Hold on a second. Let me roll this back a little bit so we get back to the other frame. Nope, still on Pearl being uncomfortable. Oh, and let's just roll through. It's only in like 30 seconds or a minute.
Like, and so if you find that somebody will not do that, that's kind of a red flag.
By the way, that's
I
the
wouldn't
real
say
conservative
it's
talk
deal
show host on
breaker.
there.
I mean,
And
'cause
I
like
can't wait to
giving
show
head
you.
and I like receiving it, but I mean,
Oh, the baby pink corset.
that's
Yes.
good enough. And
Wait, is her name Maddie? Is that her name?
shit, so yeah.
I love that you know her name,
I
Lita.
don't really care.
That's like knowing a Pokemon name.
I mean,
You know, it's
69 is
like,
kinda my
like,
favorite
oh,
world, so I'd be a
you
little
know
bit
the
upset.
background
I'm not
character.
gonna lie.
But I would say
Her,
like,
her,
I
yes,
did everything
yes.
else, and that's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The girl who could hold
I'm not
a
gonna
milk
completely
jug.
cut you off if, like, you check other boxes.
Yes.
But like
Publicly,
if you
he'll
don't
hold a milk
receiving
jug.
it, I mean, what the
Comfortably.
fuck am I doing here? You know?
I would also argue too
Which,
that
I mean, like
might-
talent.
Like if there's
Everybody's
not
got talent.
enthusiasm and like, and if it's really like torture
But-
for the guy, then you know it's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I mean, like that's a
like,
gap.
come, I don't give a
That's a
fuck.
gap. The doctor should have done something about that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that you should always be in a relationship with somebody who cares enough about you to do things that you like. And so if you find that somebody will not do that, that's kind of a red flag.
By the way, she's like bouncing to the music,
I
even though
wouldn't
she
say
doesn't know
it's
the music
deal
is there. Would you notice
I
that?
like giving head and I like receiving it, but
Oh, her name is Maddie. I'm not into making jokes on looks, but is Pearl have a double sag boobs, like 4 little sag boobs? Maybe it's the shirt.
I don't really care.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a weird thing going on in
mean,
here where
69 is
certain angles seems like Pearl's just Pearl doesn't seem to have a dress that fits. I don't know what that is. I didn't say it, but oh, come on now. I mean, I didn't say it. I don't know what the frog is. Maybe she had to kiss one. Anyways, it's a baby doll dress and she's wearing it wrong. Yes, well, Lita, her behavior makes her ugly. That as well. I would agree with that. I don't find her attractive at all because of the behavior. And wait for it, because insufferable, folks. Oh, it's even insufferable. Yes, that is the deal. That is the deal. Insufferable. I can't hide it from you. This is a woman who essentially makes herself insufferable. And if you're gonna say, well, Aaron, are you just saying that because you don't like her? No. I'm talking about, we got it on camera. We got it on film. We've got it as a bad example. And as you well know, I could give a frick about bad examples. The other redhead has a nice brass tone in her hair, and Pearl's not taking care of herself. Exactly. What's even better about that other girl is that she steals the show. She is the, you don't know who she is, but she is the Discord Fairy Queen version of that panel that day. And for being a white girl with a microphone, she not only makes sense, but seems to be saying legitimately decent things. Just making sure I'm not going to get hit by lightning. All right. Sorry. Anyhow. Awkward for Pearl. Pearl gets pushback. Part uno. So, Pearl, really outside her bubble, doesn't have a bone to pick with anybody because she doesn't have a topic of her own. She doesn't have a clue about the arguments other than the one she's already stated over and over.
Argentina, Colombia.
When
or
you
South
ask
Korea.
her for any information, she doesn't actually have
Cheeks,
it, but she'll state
to?
stats that she doesn't have, which is even crazier.
All the OF girls.
Like 90%.
I mean,
panel.
honestly, in general, I don't think that like men should really take relationship advice from women.
Wait, what?
You have a dating.
Interesting. I like that. Don't
I don't
you?
give
Don't
advice,
you?
though.
Isn't
We
that
talk
your
about
job?
intersexual dynamics.
Is that not your job though?
No, I don't give advice, not to men on dating. I've said multiple times. It's like a misconception.
Interesting.
I like that. Okay, so where would you
Because
suggest?
it's like how what am I going to tell a guy how to approach a girl when
no.
I've never approached? Like, no, because I've never approached women. Why would I?
And you know how
No, I think women like we don't typically like know.
I mean,
Well,
I think
definitely
you would
don't.
know.
Depends
But
on
as a
your
woman, you know what
approach.
you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can give like tips for what you like.
Yeah.
What may work
What?
for
Yeah,
you.
but like the thing is, like women don't even know what we want half
I
the
know
time.
what I
like
want.
This
Yeah.
crazy
I want-
ass.
I'm
What
sure
the
it depends on what
fuck?
you're asking.
Can we take a moment? I turned the music off, so holy, did she say she doesn't give advice? What the hell? Am I alone here? But Nora Slovenly ass is just wearing it wrong because she didn't pull it down at the least, says Lita Caproni, and Emily sends the smiley happy laughy faces. Because what Brain is about to say right here, he's as shocked as any host could possibly be.
Argentina, Colombia, or South Korea. Okay, Cheeks, who is this directed to?
Who is that directed towards? Cheeks?
all the
Cheek
OF
clapper?
girls.
Oh, he's a
It's like 90%
I mean,
passport.
honestly, in general,
Passport,
I don't
bro.
think that like men should really take relationship advice from women.
By the way, let me just stop right there. She says it quietly because she knows she's wrong. I just believe that, women shouldn't be giving advice. Men should be taking advice from men because she knows she's fucking wrong. Kind of a bully, so it would have been so easy to prod her. Lita, I would have driven you there myself. I would have picked you up at the airport, and I would have driven you there myself. Yeah, I'm serious. That would have been amazing. And we could have gotten you on that panel, I guarantee you. Because anybody, look at the co-host. Instead of and you realize that she's in place of the sex doll. Because the sex doll is hidden in the back. Yeah. Oh my, oh my. And frankly, the fact that she does what she does by the faces, the thing I'm thinking right now is that there's a similarity that is not okay. And the fact that she's just out of high school is even worse. But that's just me. I just think it's people tend to stunt themselves into things because they think that they're, stepping stones when they're actual pawns they're going to fall into. But perspective, sometimes you got to fall. Sometimes you got to fall over flat on your face. Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable and make some stupid comment. And then, yes, Lita, I would agree with you. You are a good-looking lady. And Lita says, I'm pretty good-looking. if I do say so myself. So I could be on that path. Yes, you could. And honestly, I'm telling you, we could just catfish them anyways. But yeah, if you just took pictures of yourself, I'm sure from your own dating or whatever it be. I can't remember. I don't believe you're married. Or are you married? Yeah, I believe you're married. I'm sorry. I'm so confused. These people are effing weird AF. Yes. And Emily says that, and Lita follows up with Emily. Admittedly, this podcast was actually watchable. Comparative to normal, yes, it was. It didn't quite have the weird escalating rhetoric of religion and white nationalism in it because Chase wasn't on the panel and such. So yeah, absolutely. And or the incels weren't really represented. It was an all female. Normally, there's a couple of dudes that are just there to like. Women should appreciate us, or a few more like really right wingers in the female side. So, in any case, I just want to look at the pretension coming off of her, as she thinks she just dropped a bombshell. She just dropped I don't really. Men shouldn't be taking advice from women because women don't know. Shush. I want you to listen real carefully to the explosion from actual women and not children. Also, what the host says to her about her response.
You have a dating.
Interesting. I like that.
Don't you? Isn't that your job?
Intersexual dynamics.
Is that not your job though?
No, I don't give advice. Not to men on
Between
dating.
who? Intersectional dynamics between who, Pearl? You realize what Brian just did right there? He couldn't even finish his sentence because it's it's basically she should say I have a lady hating podcast. I have a repression anger podcast.
Isn't that your job?
Intersexual dynamics.
Is that not your job though?
Brian literally goes, okay, whatever.
Is that not your job though?
No,
Is that not your job?
To men on dating.
Isn't that your job?
Intersexual dynamics.
Is that not your job?
Is that really what you do there? What you think you do there? Pearl doesn't even know what the fuck she does.
It's like a misconception.
Sorry, I gotta press play on it. Now I can just. She got that scared in the headlights look.
You have a dating.
Interesting. I like that.
Don't you? Isn't that your
He
job?
laughs at her, looks at her directly, then he's getting. Wait, watch it. He turns. He's like, look at the camera. All right.
Dating. I've said multiple times. It's like a misconception.
Yeah, he really Barbie. Barbie's a lot of fun.
It's like how? What am I gonna?
Barbie's a crack and a half. I gotta be honest with you. She made me laugh the whole time because she's the only one who is really like the adult in the room.
We don't typically know.
I mean, I think you would know, but as a woman, you know what you want.
Yeah, I think.
They all. I'm sorry. When you don't have a room full of people that you're forced to deal with you, what happens? A little bit of pushback, and Pearl is mega woman hater who thinks she understands men. Exactly. See, even worse. This is a person who, when she gets pushback, she's sure before she gets it, she's sure of herself and what she's saying because she's just used to saying it, right? But the moment she gets pushback,
But as a woman, you know what you want.
Yeah, I think you can give tips for what you like, what may work.
But the thing is, women don't even know what we want half the time.
I know what I want.
Yeah.
So
what do you want? What do you want?
I feel like it depends on.
she said, and you can't really catch it. She says, "Yeah, right." Look, I notice there's a lot of projection happening amongst people, which is why I brought it up a little bit earlier. Is that folks want to believe that your behavior is their behavior and their behavior is your behavior, and that doesn't apply. And why? Not really sure. Maybe it's because they don't meet many people living other kind of life. Maybe because they've limited their experience levels. Maybe because they're young in perspective or young in life. Or maybe just because they won't get out from inside of their own fucking house and meet people that they don't know or wouldn't have met otherwise. I don't know. I don't care. It comes down to the same issue. Hubris. That one knows more. That one somehow has a clue when others don't. When in fact, those who have a clue listen to everything around them and then decipher it all. Red pill is mega projection. Incredible amounts of projection, Lita Caproni. I completely agree with you. And I think you said, Lita earlier said Pearl is a mega woman hater who thinks she understands men. And yes, the credit should go where it's due there, Lita. She is, without question, a mega woman hater. Everything she asks about is how women get away with things. And we, those of us who are aware of the advertising and marketing side of this, call that pain point messaging and mirroring that pain point message. So when I would say to you, oh, you know, I'm really worried about the economy, your response would be, well, yeah, the economy is really bad right now. And if we don't do something about it, and all these immigrants, there's my agenda, who are taking our jobs, there's your fear point, then, well, afterwards, the solution for it is, we need to just exclude them and send them to another country. Well, first off, all of that is false premise, false concept, fear mongering, pain point messaging. All right, but recognize it. And as Emily says here, that's how to develop critical thought, listening to all sides. Yes, critical thought, critical reasoning, critical comprehension, as well as critical and constructive reasoning, meaning building it for yourself out of what you find. And Lita Caproni says Brittany Venti did a live on the episode because Pearl was up there lying about her. She pulled up a Mike TV video on her stream. Yes, Mike actually called me. Right, I was actually pretty joyful with him on that one. That's an amazing thing, and what an awesome achievement to actually be pulled up by a larger programmer or a larger creator who is also into doing deep research. And by the way, it's pretty amazing that she did another stream on Pearl because she was done with it. She spent months on that other show. So, in any case, let's get back to watching Pearl struggle. Let's watch this one more time. I really enjoy just the dog pile on her.
Argentina, Colombia, or South Korea. Okay, Cheeks, who is this directed to?
Cheeks! By the way, it's Cheeks because it's Beaten Cheeks is the name.
90%.
I mean,
panel,
honestly,
bro.
in general, I don't think that like men should really take relationship advice from women.
You have a dating
Interesting. I like that.
I don't
take.
give
Yeah.
Don't you?
advice, though.
Isn't
We're
that
talking
your
about
job?
intersexual dynamics?
Is that not your job though?
No, I don't give advice.
Like she could even get that
I've
complex.
said multiple times. It's like a misconception.
It's like a misconception, or is it a misconception?
Because it's like what am I gonna tell a guy how to approach a girl when I've never
Yes.
no, because I've never approached women. Why would I?
And you know how
No,
You're a woman, and you know your own taste.
I mean, I think I would know, but as a woman, you know what you want.
Yes.
You can give like tips for what you like, what may work.
What
for
if-
you.
Pearl! Sorry, I had to do it at least once.
Like, yeah.
So
Okay, what do you want? What do you want?
I had to stop watching that stream though because burps were abhorrent. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, no, her
Colombia, or
rap,
South Korea.
her rap,
Okay, Cheeks,
honestly,
who is this
is
directed
one
to?
of the more shocking things. One can, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I can't rap that way. I can't and control. And by the way, isn't that something wrong with your belly or your esophagus that if you could do that like on command? Isn't that like you've got an extra little pocket down in there that's gonna cause some kind of terrible? I don't know. Yeah, I had to stay. They all side-eyeing her. Oh my gosh, and she felt it so deep. She was so deep in the side-eye. Truth, Emily. Pearl thinks self-worth is delusional. Pearl gets undone politely. 60 seconds of... Oh, hold on a second. We're almost there. We're almost there, Aaron. I'm talking to myself because I just still want to jump to some of these really good... This is Pearl Gets Pushback, Part 2. Taste the juiciness. It's just all juice running over your hand and your eyes straight into your brain with this. Why? Because somebody who should have been exposed a long time ago for having very little knowledge of what they're doing
Like 90%.
I mean,
panel,
honestly,
bro.
is being
general,
called
I think
out.
that like men should really take relationship advice from women.
You have a dating
Interesting. I
But
like that.
don't,
take.
don't,
Yeah.
don't you?
Though.
Isn't
We're
that your
talking about
job?
intersexual dynamics.
Is that not your job though?
No, I don't give advice. Not to men on dating. I've said multiple times. It's like a misconception.
Is it really?
I like that. Okay, so where would you
Because
suggest?
it's like how? What am I going to tell a guy how to approach a girl when
no.
I've never approached? No, because I've never approached women.
The whole
Why would I-
time.
And you know how.
Yeah, the whole time she's getting side-eyed. Because I've never approached women. Yeah, and I'm sorry I played that again. That's I must have doubled up on the clips there.
No, I think women we don't typically know
mean,
They
I
don't
think I
typically
know.
like know, but she doesn't know, so she applies that to everybody else. And the reason that she thinks women don't know is because they literally talk to panels of people that they specifically find in the don't know category. I think that they just find them in the contrarian category because most of the time the people they bring on are purposefully, seemingly, unknowledgeable about anything. It's weird. It's weird. It's so weird. Where is it? It was part 2, so 60 seconds of Pearl being creepy. And this is awesome because there's a whole conversation going on around her. Yeah, she and Emily says she approached them drunk girls. Yes. She always approaches the drunk girls. That's who she preys on.
Nick, don't unstar the red chats, please. You got to keep them up.
Brian is so OCD.
Here, I restart it.
Pearl is so uncomfortable.
Okay. The guy you're currently seeing, though, he's definitely the one that
100%.
is the
100%.
the
Yes.
dad.
There's no way that it's not.
Oh, hello.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, for those of you who...
For those of you... Sorry. It's pausing here on its own. Interesting. Oh, yeah. She approached them and almost got her ass beat. And, something that's important to note about those two ladies on the street, if you didn't already know it, they were actually from the Navy, from the UK Navy. And that's a mistake on her part.
What does being single...
She got them in trouble, too.
You know? So you said you're single, correct?
Yeah, I'm single, I'm unmarried, and non-exclusive. You know, not really even a situationship. I mean, I have someone I love very dearly who lives in the UK and don't really know what the future looks like, but when we see each other, we are very much like a relationship dynamic. But outside of that, I don't...
Yeah, she does do a gaslighting about abuse later on. I have that in the video, by the way.
Nick, don't unstar the red chats, please.
Yeah, Nick, don't unstar the red chats.
Here, I restart it. Okay.
Nick.
The guy you're
So
currently
weird.
seeing, though,
He's so
he's
OCD.
definitely the one that
100%.
is the
100%.
the
Yes.
dad.
There's no way that it's not.
Okay.
Why you gotta check into that? She said he was the dad.
So, I mean,
why you
for
double
those of
checking?
you who said you're single,
What a dick.
I mean, in today's day and age, what does being
60
single
seconds
really mean?
of Pearl being completely
know?
creepy.
So you said you're single, correct?
Yeah, I'm single, I'm unmarried, and non-exclusive. You know, not really even a situationship. I mean, I have someone I love very dearly who lives in the UK and don't really know what the future looks like, but when we see each other, we are very much like a relationship dynamic. But outside of that, I don't ask his business.
Wait, so hold on. Are you in a relationship with this guy?
I love this person, and I think, what's a relationship? Like, oh, yeah, very noble.
Nick, don't unstar the red chats, please. You got to keep them up.
Yeah,
Here, I
Nick.
restart it.
60
Okay,
seconds of Pearl being creepy, by the way. Here we go.
Okay.
There she is. Oh,
The
yeah.
guy you're currently seeing, though, he's definitely the
Hold
one
on.
that
And as a matter of fact, let me do us all a favor.
is the...
Really get in on it. Let's get in on this.
There's no way that it's not.
Let's focus in on Pearl.
All right. So, I
Or
mean,
not.
for those of you who said you're single, in today's day and age, what does being single really mean? You know? So you said you're single,
Yeah,
correct?
what does it mean, Brian?
I'm single, I'm unmarried, and non-exclusive. You know, not really even a situationship.
Hi, Jacob. I'm
I
glad you
have
had a
someone I
good day
love
at
very
school.
dearly Who
Whatever you do, try not to
in the
date
UK
women like these.
and don't really know what the future looks
At
like,
least
but when we see each other, we
not
are
until you
very
know the
much like a
difference.
Relationship dynamic. But outside of that, I don't ask his business.
Wait, so hold on.
Oh yeah, what are we doing? We're stretching it on
you in a
in, so we
relationship
can get a
with this
real
guy?
sense of the
I,
weirdness of Pearl. There she is. Where are you? There you are, Pearl. And you know what, Pearl? I want to see you even bigger, even though I don't. Because she's big anyway. She's just a large girl. But let's stretch her out so she looks, you know, somewhat normal. Anyways, hi, Pearl. Let's pull up the play page and get that rocking. There we are. And I'm going to close out the call window right now just because I haven't gotten any calls yet, so we'll get back to that in a bit.
Oh, yeah. Very noble.
It's always open. It's always open.
Nick,
if you show up in
don't
the
unstar the red
chat,
chats,
just give it a
please.
minute
You
and
gotta keep
I'll be
them
there.
up.
I'll be there.
Here, I restarted. Okay. So okay. The guy you're currently seeing, though, he's definitely the one that
100%.
is the
100%.
dad.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no way that it's not.
Okay.
Oh, good. That's good to know, even though she
So,
already
I mean,
told
for
you
those
that.
of you who said you're single, what?
Dick.
I mean, in today's
How
day
many
and
times
age,
can I
what
say that?
does
I can say that a
being
couple
single
times.
really mean? You know. So you said you're single, correct?
Uh-huh. She did. She said she was single.
I'm single. I'm unmarried and non-exclusive.
They've only been there an hour. She's already rubbing her neck. By the way, it must be
I
so
have someone I love
uncomfortable
very
around that
dearly
table.
Who lives in the UK. And
There was one
don't
episode where a
really
girl
know what
smelled
the
really
future looks
bad,
like,
and the
but
girl
when we
next to
see
her
each
was
other,
just like,
we are very much like a relationship dynamic. But outside of that, I don't ask his business.
Wait. So hold on.
Sorry. Let's where'd she go? And why is this still having a hard time? Ah, well. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Very noble.
Nick, don't.
Yeah, Nick, don't unstar the chat, okay, bro?
Don't unstar the red chats, please. You got to keep them up.
She's so depressed.
Here, I restart it.
60 seconds of
Okay.
her being creepy. Just turned into 5 minutes.
So, okay.
But it's cool.
The guy you're currently seeing, though, he's definitely the one that
100%.
is the
100%.
the dad.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no way that it's not.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, for those of you who said you're single, what? I mean, in today's day and age, what does being single really mean?
Hi, Pearl.
You know. So you said you're single, correct?
Yeah, I'm single. I'm unmarried.
What was the eye roll for?
And,
Like, what is she thinking in your creepy little head, big
not
ass
really
head?
even a
Sorry.
situationship. I mean, I have someone I love very dearly who lives in the UK.
Right?
And don't
Like
really know
she's-
what
there's
the
something
future
up,
looks like,
right,
but when
Emily?
we see each other, we
It's
are
not
very much
normal.
like a relationship
Snot.
dynamic. But
Normal.
outside of that, I don't ask his business.
Wait, so hold on. Are you in a relationship?
Very noble.
Nick,
Like,
don't unstar
does she
the red
just
chats,
think that
please. You
she's
gotta keep
that
them up.
important?
Here, I
That
restarted.
smug look?
Okay.
The hair pull. By the way, did she even wash her hair
The
before
guy
she
you're
came there?
currently seeing, though, he's definitely the one that
It's so weird to me that she's a host.
100%. Yes. There's no way that it's not.
You know what I'm saying? That she's a host.
So, I
She's
mean,
not even
for
paying
those of you
attention.
who said you're single, what?
She's checked her
I mean,
phone.
In today's day and age, what does being single really mean? You know. So you said you're single, correct?
Yeah, I'm single. I'm unmarried, and
And by the way, if you're like, is he playing this
not
over and
really
over
even a
again?
situationship.
Yes.
I mean, I
One,
have someone
because
I love very dearly.
people look so
who
bored on this panel. But more importantly, the one person
and
who looks
don't really
creepy
know what the future looks like.
is
but
a
when we see
host
each other,
normally.
We are very much like a relationship.
Anyway,
But
should she be
outside
hosting
of that, I
anything?
don't
Should she have her
ask
own
his
show?
business.
Well, we can't stop her, really. We've
So hold on.
tried.
Are you in a relationship with this?
Oh, yeah. Very noble.
You'd don't.
But you'd
unstar
think
the
that if
red
you
chats,
host
please.
you hosting
You
a
gotta
show,
keep them up.
you'd be more interested than.
Here, I restart it. Okay.
Dead eye. Creeped
The guy
out.
you're currently seeing, though,
What's wrong
he's
with
definitely
her?
the one that.
It's just freaking high.
There's no way.
So, I'm sorry, I don't know that. I don't know that at all.
So I mean, for those of you who said you're single, what?
Emily, she
I mean,
was
in today's
sober
day and
as
age,
hell
what does
Sunday
being
night.
single
Yeah, I know. I actually think
You know?
think that is actually sober, which is funny because
So you
the
said
next
you're single,
day
correct?
she's in Vegas and her face
I'm
is
single. I'm
flushed
unmarried,
red,
and
she's like,
non-exclusive.
and she's got anyway.
Yeah, not really even a situation.
Let's move it.
I mean,
Let's move
I
it
have
on. Move it along. Yeah, Brian does need a new career, like as a wedding photographer or something. That's absolutely absolutely true. I cannot hide it from you. That is absolutely true. That yes, I agree with you that he does need not just a new career. That man needs a new everything, I think. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. To be frank with you, I don't feel bad at all. At all. Anyhow. Why did I repeat that several times? Because I don't fucking feel bad about that shit at all. She really, one, seems to not have a clue about the job she does, what her agenda is, what her actual effect is, what her messaging is, or whether or not anybody else in the world agrees with her, because she cites illegitimate stats so often that, you know, she doesn't even know the difference. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Can someone define red pill for me? Because I feel like everybody has a different definition of what that means, and it's real confusing. Ooh, yeah.
By the way, what's real important about this one is how Pearl is just so tired of having to explain to people. Meanwhile, this lady is setting her up for a possible win here. She doesn't even know how to appreciate that. And it's one of the weirder things about Pearl in general. You know, I'm gonna restart this page because it seems like we've got a dead link going on, which is causing this. Just restart that. Sometimes that happens. We're live! We're live, folks, and sometimes you've got to just... throw your hands up in the air and say, you know what?
Can someone define red pill for me? Because I feel like everybody has a different definition of what that means, and it's real confusing. Ooh, good question. Yeah. Because every single, the last guy, what was it, Rollo, Tomasi, and the other guy, the one that was in the suit. What was his name?
I feel like every guy that comes in here is wearing a blazer or a suit, though. I don't know which one.
Okay, so at this point, by the way, Brain has walked away.
Oh yeah, the one that.
It just depends.
The one that Lila Rose cut down to size. That one.
That was when we were on.
That was when we were on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch. That was fun to watch.
Which one? What part were you talking about?
Well, I feel like those guys all have a different definition of red pill.
Yeah.
When I hear that spoken about, like originally I thought that was a reference to the conservative movement, but now I feel like it's about women.
Yeah, she was confused. Nobody seems to know what the hell the red pill is. Well, that's because it's a Kevin Samuels thing, at least in the discretion or the description of what we would call the high value man.
What you all think the definition of red pill is, because I don't feel like.
Because she doesn't feel like. And I think I know what's going on here. Let's get into the settings real quickly, and I change a setting just real quickly. And you're gonna just watch me do this tech, because hey, that's what we do here. I'm here to share the whole process with you.
Everyone has a different version if you ask them.
Yes, exactly.
Where did we leave off? Can someone define red pill for me? Because I feel like everybody has a different definition of what that means.
Pearl, what is red pill? Huh?
Yeah.
By the way, did you catch that? Did you catch the little maneuver that Pearl just did right there? She's just so tired of everybody asking her a question that she should be able to answer pretty quickly.
Because I feel like everybody has a different definition of what that means, and it's real confusing. Ooh, good question. Yeah. Every single, the last guy, what was it, Rollo, Tomasi, and that other guy, the one that was in the suit. What was his name?
I feel like every guy that comes in here is wearing a blazer or a suit, though. I don't know which one.
They don't know what it is because they're navigating through what I like to call second wave red pill. Lita, I would agree with some with that sentiment, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch. That was fun to watch.
Which one?
Because it's a
what part were
new.
you talking
Everything about this
I
is new.
feel like those guys
Everything about their approach is new, and they're having to figure out. By the way, the chat, if you ever go to whatever chat, it is off the hinge. And the reason I'm sharing this is because Pearl should be leading this panel because Brian had to leave to take care of the tech on the show. He doesn't have all 10 fingers like I do to do the things that I'm doing over here. So he has to have somebody else run the show, which he can't do because the other person was on vacation, his producer, Eric. So then he had one of his lackeys come in and run it, and it was falling apart around him because he's OCD, and, you know, it's problematic for him. So he had to leave her in charge. And she's not a host. And the host that was the guest fell out to the redhead whose hair looks red. And not just washed out brown or whatever that is. And I want to just point out that even though this person is incredibly, now that I've looked at their material, right-wing and very, I would say, conservative, she steals every piece of possible thunder that Pearl could have.
Can someone define red pill for me? Because I feel like everybody has a different definition of what that means, and it's real confusing.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I don't know why this is doing this, but
everybody has a different definition of what that means, and it's real confusing.
it really seems like somebody doesn't want the front end of this footage to be seen, so you can see her clear disgust.
What was it, Rollo Tomasi and that other guy, the one that was in the suit? What was his name?
Yeah, what is the red pill? Well, Rollo can't answer it because it's not his invention. He invented something called the pickup artist plan. So the fact that he could never answer it. Here we go. Here we go.
Different definition of what that means, and it's
Pearl has to answer for somebody else. And by the way, well, the other thing I love about this is that Pearl, outside of her element, she can't control the panel. She has no ability to move the panel anywhere or even step in. And the title of this is 60 Seconds of Pearl being shut out. Tasty. Once again, this is 60 seconds of Pearl being shut out. Tasty.
Where did we leave off? Can someone define red pill for me? Because I feel like everybody has a different definition of what that means, and it's real confusing.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
The
last guy, what was it, Rollo Tomasi and that other guy?
Roll out Tomasti.
What was his name?
I feel like every guy that comes in here is wearing a blazer or a suit, so I don't know which one.
I think Justin something is his name.
Oh yeah, the one that it just depends.
The one that
Jay Waller.
Lila Rose cut down to size. That one.
That was when we were on.
Jay Waller.
We were on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch. That was fun to watch.
That was fun to watch.
Well, I feel like those guys all have a different definition of red pill. And
Yeah,
when I hear that spoken about, like originally I thought that was a reference to the conservative movement, but now I feel like it's about women and marriage, and it got real crazy. And I would like to know what you all think the definition of red pill is, because I don't feel like I understand, because everyone has a different version if you ask me.
By the way, what Brian says is, I don't think anybody cares about that shit.
Because I feel like everybody has a different definition.
It's your fucking show, bro.
And it's real.
Oh, it's your whole show.
Yeah.
The last
guys, what was it, Rollo Tomasi and that other guy, the one that was in the suit. What was his name?
I feel like every guy that comes in here is wearing a blazer or a suit, though. I don't know which one.
Justin something is his name.
Oh yeah, the one that. It just depends.
Oh yeah.
The one that Lila Rose cut down to size. That
Yes.
That was when we were on.
That was the one that was fun, right?
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
What part?
Because Jay Waller's worth hundreds of millions of dollars in an OnlyFans model. Just eviscerated every one of his pieces of logic.
But now I feel like it's about women and marriage, and
so good.
It got real crazy. And I would like to know what you all think the definition of red pill is, because I don't.
Okay, so you've seen her lose control of the panel. You've seen this fine young lady right here. By the way, is one of, if I'm to have a type, there's definitely one of them right there. Even though she's totally right wing.
real confusing.
You know, I'd be in there like, but totally, I can fix this. I can fix it. I'm going to talk about how my dating life is and how I know my types. I'm always the one who's like,
I feel like every guy that comes
she'll stop being a Nazi, I swear.
I don't know which one.
I'm terrible. I really do have a terrible picker. Or a great picker.
Yeah, the one that... It just depends.
No, it's terrible.
The one that Lila Rose.
That's why I don't give dating advice. I give life advice because I've learned from my lessons. I learned from myself. I learned from my own mistakes over and over and over again. No, it's what if you experience enough, if you try enough, you're gonna experience something. If you let yourself get out of your norms, you might actually change them.
I don't feel like I understand because everyone has a different version
how it goes. All right. I think we've seen this. We got the idea. It's embedded in the back of our head. Sorry, just dancing with the little union guy. She is pretty. She is very pretty, and she's very smart. And you know that argument would create some after argument makeups. That's a terrible logic. It's so horrifying. See what I'm saying? I have my picker. It's wrong. My picker's wrong. It's just I have to actually have other women. And when she says that, by the way. When Pearl says, "Oh, I don't know what to I would never give him," like I only trust other women to tell me who to date now. If another woman goes, "That one, Aaron, that's the one," I go, "Okay, I trust you." And most of it's been very accurate so far. Thank goodness. Where are we? We are at we passed 60 seconds of Pearl being shut out. Tasty. And now we are at 60 seconds of Pearl being insufferable. I can't imagine that. Pearl being insufferable for at least 60 seconds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine that? I can't possibly imagine her.
I mean, incel means involuntarily celibate because I guess it's kind of, I guess the way I would describe an incel or red pill is they've become almost, they feel emasculated. They've lost hope in women, so they're like, fuck it, I'm not dating.
No, that's MGTOW. That's a different movement. I would say red.
I'm not familiar.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, because MGTOW isn't red pill at all, right?
These guys, they basically like 20 years ago, they came together on the internet and talked about trends and like patterns and behavior they saw in like the women they were dating. So,
No,
like,
Pearl. Wait, hold on a second. Pearl,
pattern
you're leaving out kind of an important little piece of what the patterns and what the response to the patterns was. They said men go their own way. Forget women. We don't need the other half of the population of the planet. We're just going to be men with other men. And as you've probably heard me say before, isn't that just gay? I don't know. Maybe that's just me seeing things for how they might be. But I digress.
Was every girl says she hasn't had sex in 3 months. Every girl
Do they?
Saying,
Do they all say that, or are they just not had sex in 90 days?
And so initially, it's
I think here's the other thing about that is I think that Pearly here thinks that because she lies about apparently everything from her ex-boyfriend being a millionaire, which he wasn't, when she had to move them into her family's house, which was on a lease and not owned, or maybe that's just a misunderstanding from the way that she worded it. But boy, it sure does sound like she said that we had to put him on our parents' lease, which would suggest that her 10-bedroom house was on a lease, which means they don't own that, which means that maybe the story about them being wealthy is not true. I don't know. Maybe deductive reasoning doesn't work at all. Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe deductive reasoning and rational thought? Maybe comprehension? Levels above a 16 or 17-year-old? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's smarter than being cynical about everything and just quoting things and misrepresenting them. MGTOW does not work in the second wave of red pill because these guys are obsessed with women. Yeah, the modern, the current red pill, the non-pickup artist stuff, they are absolutely obsessed. And it seems like they are willing to go to really crazy lengths. And Mike TV will be covering some of this stuff, by the way, of the crazy lengths that folks are going to when you're talking about the passport bros and such. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be some exciting stuff. I know what he's sharing, and boy, whoo, fucked up. Shit's fucked up. Let's just say that. And let me give you it's the that's the whole reaction to that. Not gonna hide it. Can't lie to it. Anyhow. Look at your hands. Don't look at your hands. Sorry. That's how you end the look at your hands. Don't look at your hands. Anyhow. Laugh for little Johnny because he can't laugh tonight because he has no lips. I'm so glad that those of you watching now are getting that joke reference because I can't share that with anybody. Because everybody goes, well, what the fuck did you just say? Yeah, no lips. It's a joke. It's never mind. Never mind. Speaking of Pearl, what does that have to do with Pearl? Has a lot to do with Pearl. Does it? Yes, it does. Does it? Okay, it does. 60 Seconds of Pearl being absolutely insufferable.
But the issue is, like, they also have the movie The Matrix, so conservatives use it too. And, like, there's just, like, people just use it in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
But that's, like, what...
So you don't know either, Pearl, but you're still answering.
True, basically. That's what they're talking about.
I take it.
Well, I mean, incel means involuntarily celibate because I guess it's kind of... I guess the way I would describe it, incel or red pill, is they've become almost...
I'm going to knock Sean down for a second.
Women, so they're like, fuck it, I'm not dating.
Or actually, let me just scoop myself.
That's a different movement.
That's
I would say red.
I'm not familiar.
There we go.
No.
Oh, did I grab the dancer too?
It's like these guys,
What
like,
happened
basically like 20 years ago, they came
Hey,
together
dancer.
on the internet and talked about trends and like patterns and behavior they saw
There
in
you
the
go.
women they were dating. So like, for example,
Much better.
one pattern they noticed was every girl says she hasn't had sex in 3
Excuse me.
Every girl
Get
is
loose
saying,
around here.
oh,
Get
I don't
loose.
ever do this. Right, so these are trends. So initially it started as the study of human behavior, but the issue is,
Initially, it
like,
started as
they
a
also
study of human behavior about how we can run away from women because we're too afraid to deal with them like humans.
there's just, like, people
Okay, I get it. I get it, but that's a lie.
But that's like what, like Rollo and that crew, basically.
No, that's not what Rollo pushes at all. Rollo is not MGTOW. Rollo is of the red pill. And Rollo would love to be second wave red pill, but bye-bye, Rollo. Pickup artists no longer apply. Ain't that the truth? You don't need to be a pickup artist. You just need to be able to be fucking human. Decent human, but we'll get to that. We're going to keep rolling along. And I'm going to give you all the juiciest little moments of Pearl being an idiot, especially. Pearl-splaining, yeah. Pearl does not even, she's just admitting that she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's admitting that she doesn't give advice, yet she's trying to give advice. It's ironic. Isn't it ironic? Whoa. Let's see, we've seen 60 Seconds of Pearl being creepy. And cynical. 60 seconds of pushback. 60 seconds of Pearl being shut out. Tasty. And 60 seconds of Pearl being totally fucking insufferable. And now, Pearl gets undone. Politely. I think it's time for a groove change. What do you think?
Realistic and just not confident.
I agree completely.
Yeah, I don't know
why like we live in this society where average is seen as a bad thing. Like most people are average. Not everyone can be like. If you think about it, if you're an 8, that means you're in the top 20%.
Okay, so first off, I wanted to run this for you all because it's contrary to everything she frickin' says all the time. She literally just said it's okay to be average. But she's constantly telling people that they have to be more than they are so that they can meet the standard of the high value man, right? That's her constant go-to. But at the same time, ironically so, she said earlier, she doesn't give advice. Hold on. Oh, hey, dancers, where the hell did you go? Sorry. That was hilarious, actually, by the way. Every once in a while, you'll reach over and grab something inadvertently. Fit the screen. Oh, hey, dancer. That's a bit too... Hey. Buddy, excuse you. We knocked ya. There you go. Oh, I knocked you too far. I knocked ya. No. Damn you. Oh, hi. Hello, ma'am. Yes, you do have a cutesy little dance. You are probably 25, though, so could you... There you go. No, not that far. All right, much better. Thank you. The breathing helps better than the Inokshas. The Inokshas a little iffy, to be honest with you. It's not always... The Inoksha doesn't always work. It's the magic shit. See? Hold on a second. Did I say you could grow? Are you trying to take attention? Get back up on your perch. There you go. That's a good little dancing anime. All right. She has a cynic's face, I think. I'm still 12 and questioning everything. I don't know, but I do. Anyhow. Clippy.
And just not confident.
I agree completely.
Yeah, I don't know why like we live in this society where average is seen as a bad thing. Like
she doesn't know why that we live in a society where average is seen as a bad thing. She's the one propagating the other shit anyhow. What? Seriously. What? Seriously. Good God. Sorry. I can't even take a Bahama moment on that because it's so messed up. But I will do this. I have to take this moment because now that I have effects, I can honestly say that this is kind of important to be able to go, Pow! All right, I got that out of my system. Just hearkening back to an earlier time when then there was no green screen. You can see my studio. And I was trying to do the cooler than thou beanie. That only lasts until it gets warm. Anyways, I like a collar better. I don't know about y'all. I enjoy. This is relaxed wear for me. I mean, I'm not wearing any pants whatsoever, but that's beside the point. Sticky chair. No, that's not true. I have comfies. I have comfy on. Yes. No slacks today. Sometimes it's slacks. Sometimes it's just something interesting. I actually want one of those fancy kilts. The Japanese maker. They look like a dress, but it's a kilt. They're so expensive. They're like $8,000. It's ridiculous. What am I doing in a store where clothing costs $8,000? I don't fucking know either. Especially when I'm looking through things like I'm going to buy something. No, I'm enthralled. But I am not buying a single thing. Once in a while I do. Anyhow. Where were we? We were at Pearl Gets Undone Politely.
Most people are average. Not everyone can be.
Yes,
like,
bro, most people are average.
If you're an 8, that means you're in the top
like you,
20%
below
of
average. I mean, average.
20% of the beauty results. So So that means, I don't know, modeling contracts. I don't know, eligible.
Okay, so I like how she said she doesn't know modeling contracts. She doesn't, yes, because she just doesn't know. It's exactly like how I put out there, just in case, allegedly, possibly, could be. I'm not fully aware of. I may be wrong. Prefacing matters, and she wants you to forget her prefacing and then take her point seriously, which, yeah, Pearl! I'm sorry, let me just, Pearl! Okay. Yeah. That normally just happens on the inside of my head. Now you get to hear it outside of my head. Anyhow, was that said out loud? Yes, it was said out loud. Okay. So. Oh, I just heard that in the background. The monitor in the other room must have it on.
I don't know, but not just like taking you seriously. Go ahead.
There's also been beauty studies.
There have been beauty studies.
Kind of 8 faces lined up of different kinds of beauty, supermodel beauty with the chiseled features.
I know what she's talking about, by the way.
What people actually
It's a
find
Netflix
most beautiful
series.
is most familiar. So it's like more the girl next door look that was actually rated the most beautiful.
Or even somebody, I've noticed the more that I've been around
This is true, just like our pets.
People tend to date people that kind of resemble them.
Just
or
like our
someone
pets.
They love, their
We
mom
love
or
looking at
something.
ourselves.
I don't
Everybody,
know why that is.
yes, loves our own brand.
I agree completely.
Yeah, I don't know why we live in a society where average.
Yeah, you do, Pearl.
I think most people are average. Not everyone can be if you think about it, if you're an 8, that means you're in the top 20% of beauty. You should have had top 20% of beauty results.
No.
So that means I don't know, modeling contracts. I don't know.
No, Pearl, that's not. That is such a false premise.
Top 20%, 10% men in your DMs, or I don't know. But
And she always is quoting the shit she doesn't know, which she's only quoting a stat from 2 years ago done by OkCupid. That's what she quotes there. An OkCupid study that everybody has deemed to be not only flawed because it's only studying them and their own measurements. No. It's flawed because they're only looking at a segment of the public utilizing their platform in the way the platform is designed to be utilized. So, of course, a smaller percentage of women are swiping right on a smaller percentage of men, and the filters are set to things that are preferable, because if you're going to pick out your dream person, of course you're going to pick out the most extreme thing you can. It is a skewed metric from the get-go. So we've got to stop accepting this bullshit information from the get-go without thinking about it. That information she uses is convenient to her logic. Sorry. That's just how it goes. With Pearl, especially. And I'm kind of tired of hearing her misinformation passed around. It's not okay. It makes people feel like they can't achieve the basic level of companionship that we all deserve. The understanding from another human. And the way she presents it is as if your choices are limited, because she's just basically following the Kevin Samuels school of thought without the complete school of thought, the Andrew Tate school of thought, whilst not doing it very well. I mean, at least if you're going to do the Andrew Tate, go the whole way. Be just a grifter taking advantage so that we can throw you in jail for trafficking humans. That would make life so much easier, frankly. Just go ahead and do something illegal for us so we can stop having to hear you online. Yes, Emily, that's why I haven't been covering her. And the only reason I brought her back for anything is her misinformation is absolutely deliberate. She does it so she seems like she has something to say. And that's Emily and Lita. Lita said her misinformation is deliberate, and I'm completely agreeing. And Emily says, I'm completely tired of Pearl, and oh shit, am I too. I hate the fact that her message is in the background of all this, and that she has to be referred to when we've already discounted her from the conversation. That she has never had a proper long-term relationship that wasn't transactional. She has never had a real love. She seems to be psychopathic or sociopathic in that fashion. She abuses people's trust. She brings people onto her panel who don't even have an interest to be on her panel. She fakes being chaste or stalked because she doesn't want to admit her own bigotry. And then she got a black man fired even though she claims to be MRA, although she isn't MRA. And all you have to do is go to Chloe Roma, an actual MRA. You know, somebody who stands for men's rights as a woman. You know, and I don't know if you all know this, but I said this the other day, I would consider myself a foundational member of MRA from like 2006 or 7, where I was actually joking about the response to all of the extremism that they would inevitably have to be. If there's misandry going on a regular, then there's going to be a form of misogyny that's going to come from the other side that's going to demand that men need rights. Little did I know, little did he know, little did I know. That shit would come true. By the way, I got into an argument with a colleague, of old junior high school friend of mine who is a complete, she is a special one. She has a story that's akin to Melanie King, for real. Except a different environment, a lot more money, and a lot more. She was gone for me after that slavery video. Oh yeah. She was gone for me and unfortunately center stage for me as soon as one of the subjects of some work that I was doing was on her panel. And I just gave one of the 3 subjects away. But that's okay. We all know about that at this point. Is that, once Fuentes came on our panel, it was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Not to mention the fact that I had been watching the material out of curiosity for the conversations, knowing that there's something in the agenda. And when that first thing came up, that Putin isn't that bad of a guy. Holy. Oh. Hold on a second. Holy. Woo! Got that out. Yeah. When I saw that, I was really upset. You know, I mean, I lived in Moscow for 3.5 months. I have a lot of Russian friends, and Putin is not a nice guy, not cool. But you can go watch that video. It's how I actually met Mike TV. It's how I realized who my allies were. I'm honestly not even surprised that some of them water down slavery at this point. Yeah, well, it's the way you can lead people down the path of revisionist history enough to say, I don't need my 19th Amendment right to vote. I'm not going to be drafted. I don't even want to vote. And not thinking about the repercussions of all the other things that go along with taking away the 19th Amendment casually. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Working on some stuff over here. Working on some things, and the anger, the seething anger that makes me want to curse on there. I'm trying to work it out. Oh yeah, Pearl gets undone politely. Pearl thinks self-worth is delusional, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but Pearl is not down with the self-worth, which is why she looks like the way she does. Excuse me, dancer. You were whoa. Watch out.
Everybody else thinks of me. I look in the mirror every day, and I like what I see. Yeah, but that's delusional, though. But it's true. I like what I see in the mirror.
Pearl thinks it's delusional if you like yourself.
Okay, then in my mind.
By the way, do you hear the abusive? I'm sorry, and this is a tactic of an abuser. Repeating yourself to demand attention in the conversation instead of waiting for the other person to stop talking because you're just trying to say what you want to say and you don't care what's being said. That's cognitive dissonance. It's abusive language and it's abuser behavior, by the way, folks. It's the kind of thing you find people who are intolerant of others doing. Let's play it all the way back from the beginning. Because what is this girl saying? Nothing too harsh, but Pearl can't stand when other people have self-value or self-worth. No.
What anybody else thinks of me. I look in the mirror every day and I like what I see.
Yeah, she should.
But it's true. I like what I see in the mirror. So in my mind. Okay, then in my mind.
In my mind, 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 in my mind. Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous.
Because you like what you see in the mirror.
So,
I'm a millionaire. and a PhD in my mind.
Clearly, we know that you think you're a millionaire. Which, by the way, the projection, that's why I did that. The projection in her mind is astonishing. She literally tells us the lies that she tells all the time. Except one of them is something that we've never heard before. We never heard the other portion of the lie. We've heard her say she's a millionaire. But we've also never heard the part about the psychologist.
In my mind, I'm a millionaire. In my mind, I'm a millionaire. And a PhD in my mind.
Oh.
I feel like that's a
PhD, sorry, a doctor.
I just wanted to
And then she laughs as if that's associative, when in reality, she just gave away her cards because she projects into everything else, so we should assume, based off her behavior, that she's projecting into this suggestion, right? I mean, you tell me, am I off base? Am I missing something about the way that she behaves? Or is she just literally at the end of her rope that she doesn't even self-observe anymore? Ha! Ha! I think I need to knock you down. I want to be up in this frame now. I want to be all up in this frame. Yeah, there we go. Hold on a second. Hold on, it's a real jump. It's a high jump now that I'm tiny. Hold on. Oh God, where'd my lower half go? Holy shit! Oh, you know I don't have a lower half. I'm lighter than air at this point. That's how I'm able to, I gotta stop myself. I gotta put some weights on. Hold on, let me grab the coffee. Oh, there we go. Weighted back down. All right. Me, little me in the frame. I'm squishing my head. I'm squishing my head. Yes. All right. Thank God for the coffee. Holding me down. She's a great God. She's a great God. Anyway, I love saying that stuff. Yeah, because anyway, I don't even want to go down that. But we will. Someday we will. Because people are like, anyway. What were we watching? Oh, we were watching Pearl talk about how she has a PhD and $1 million in her mind while she thinks she's making a slam on somebody else. But in reality, she's slamming what we know to be things she says essentially about herself.
But it's true. I like what I see.
She's projecting here. I do believe.
Okay, then in my mind, I'm a millionaire. In my mind, I'm a millionaire.
6! She said it 6 times. In her mind, she's a millionaire.
Just because you like what you see in the mirror, also that doesn't mean that you're a 10. A 10 is saying you are absolutely perfect.
All right. She's trying to help her out here.
Your hair is perfect every single day. Like, you're in the best shape of your life. You're saying you have absolutely nothing that you think you can improve on yourself?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I would consider myself 10. I don't know what other people would call me.
She doesn't. You know what? That is the most honestly healthy response. I don't care what other people think about what I look at. It's about how I feel, and I wouldn't know what other people think. I wouldn't know how other people feel about that. So why should I fucking care? Yeah, that's right. Because if you live your life wondering and worrying what other people are thinking about you, you won't be you anymore. You'll be the precise image of mirroring what you think other people are. And since none of us are psychics, it's unhealthy to do so. Period. Now, if you want to live in that state, that would actually be a delusion. And I would suggest, I would believe, I would think that that's what Pearl is doing based off of what she says and how she has to demand the floor because she's not looking at my hands while not looking. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Emily, that is exactly what that means. Look at your hands, but don't look at your hands. Try not to look at your hands. Yes. Because you too can pull the wool right over your own eyes. J.R. Bob Dobbs, circa 19 something or other. Anyways. By the way, at some point in the near future, I've been working on this. It's a lot harder because it's so much material. I'm working on filtering in the Book of the Subgenius into the Sunday ministry because there's so much absurdity in there and just silly. And lots of great art. But yeah, I don't want anybody to think that there's actually belief involved in that. It's purely just silly. Some people, there are some wacky dudes who really do believe. We call them true believers, and they celebrate X Day and stuff like that. It's just like, bro, page 4 says if you don't understand what you're reading, put the book down. You should have put the book down. Which, by the way, if you've ever heard me say that, that's where I get that. If you don't understand what you see right now, put the book down. If you don't understand what's going on right now, it may already be too late. It may already be too late. Yeah, exactly. Same stuff. They were inspired by each other. So, if you're ever wondering, like, where does he get this shit? I have influences too. They're just weirder than you. That's true. Oh, was that a rhyme? I've been listening to Eva too often. By the way, it's Wednesday night tomorrow, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Over there on Twitch, I just walk 5 feet that way, and the ether flips around, and suddenly I'm on Twitch. And I can fade in and out. Like it's really much harder. Here, I got to blow in my thumb hole. Watch this. Ah, look at me! Holy shit! That's amazing. Hold on. It's harder here because it takes a lot more air. Back there is barely any. You just go like, and I'm there. That's amazing. Anyways, so 9 p.m. Eva tells the stories all on her own, and I give her a prompt or two, and then away we go. Let's change the beat up. All right, yeah, that's a good group. That's about where we're going. So she's like, Brian, Brain, are you gonna help me here? No. One more time. Let's find out what Pearl thinks of herself.
On what anybody else thinks of me. I look in the mirror every day and I like what I see.
Yeah, but that's delusional though.
But it's true. I like what I see in the mirror. So in my mind,
okay, then in my mind, I'm a millionaire. In my mind, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, she's pretentious as hell. And she's projecting.
So therefore I am.
I just wanted to
Okay, so which is it? Pearl's laughing about an innate wisdom. I think, therefore I am. And she's using it as an ironic twist. Not understanding that cynicism doesn't work with that phrase. Because that is actually agreed upon philosophy. Because that's how freaking moronic she is. She doesn't even understand. It's so ironic. She doesn't understand the deep philosophy that she just said, or the projection of what she really is thinking in her head, in her mind, I'm a millionaire.
In my mind, I'm a millionaire.
Oh, we know you say that.
PhD.
Okay, but that's the part that you never say. And thanks for letting us know that you think you're a PhD. Because in her mind, she's a millionaire. And a PhD. Just remember that, folks, in her mind. Then say it 5 times. She's a PhD and a millionaire. Self-love is delusional? Yes, she believes self-love is delusional. And that answers everything about how and why she shouldn't be hosting a show about people getting into relationships. But hey, that's what she does. So, bad luck from London. The struggle is real. I'm going to move past that because Pearl is confronted with honest people. She doesn't know how to behave. She doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know how to interact. Well, that's probably because she controls her own panels. She controls the narrative and the issues and basically says yes or no and will throw people out if they don't agree with her.
Nowhere. Right. And I hate dating there, but then
But she has no control here.
I hate dating in LA. And I was like, well, where I had...
Sorry, folks. Every once in a while, the internet is going to be, because I'm streaming, of course, it's going to be like, why are you doing this to me? Because bandwidth is bandwidth, as you well know. As you well know.
nowhere.
Right.
And I hate dating there. But like then I came to LA and I was like, I hate dating in LA. And I was like, well, where I had to sit down and shut the fuck up and be like, well, where am I actually looking at dating? And my guy now, who's like a blue collar job, he's
I was
not
saying a lineman or a rig worker or somebody.
they're great. We'll teach you, but a lot of people don't.
Blue collar
want
workers all
to
day,
admit
regular
that
people.
those guys
Isn't that
are the
amazing?
best people and the best prospects to date. We want the flashy stuff as much as we say we don't. Yes, the hell we do.
Yeah,
we go
I
on
would
social
go-
media and say if you don't have this, if you
By the way, you notice Pearl is silent on this whole topic.
want
And
the
she's sitting there,
flashy
she has
stuff,
nothing to
as much as we
say.
we don't. Yes, the hell we do.
Yeah,
we go
I
on
would
social
go-
media and say if you don't have this, if you don't have this kind of money, if you don't fucking drive a Bugatti, you're not worth my time. So a lot of these guys, a lot of these normal guys that we complain aren't around. They're around. We just don't give a shit about them.
I would
Yes.
go-
We don't give them
The
a
most
chance.
honest thing I've heard from a human in a while. Forget about a woman, just a human.
City, like 45 minutes outside of it, and you participate in life in that town, and you work somewhere where you do not work around the majority of the same gender. That's the biggest problem. I get a lot of people that are like nurses, teachers, social workers. They always talk about how they can't find anybody. They can't find anybody because they work with all women.
All women.
That's the
All
reason.
bitches. Yeah.
And then also the
I
men
love those
in that-
types of
That's the
jobs.
thing.
Yeah, well, women,
My little
women
gay
choose
ass
those
loves
jobs.
that.
Women go into those jobs, and then we can't wait to get out of
Oh,
it.
Pearl has nothing to say?
I live
Is she
in-
sitting? Pearl needs intense therapy, Emily says, and an intervention is in order. Oh, yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet from
But
one of her
I'm dating
sisters.
ugly ones. I tried to go against the grain and date ugly and still got played, girl.
Typically,
I love her so much. She's so. I tried to go against the grain and I got played. Girl. She says, girl. Girl. Instead of, actually, hold on, let me say Pearl. Pearl! Anyhow.
Will care less about how attractive a man is if they are in close proximity to that man and they like him. Yes, that is how people get married.
Right.
Most people meet
I
at
know,
work.
but I'm not talking about like what's ideal. I'm talking about what is.
No, what
right?
I'm
and
talking
then
about
and
what
so
most people meet at work.
yeah, no, but
I love how
not
Pearl-
number one way is dating apps.
Hold on a
It's
second.
not
No. Pearl is disproven right here. And she doesn't like it. And she goes, no. And I want you to see the look on these two women's faces right here. Both of them know that what she's saying is bullshit. Look at the drawn bottom lip, the disapproval, the side eye. Pearl was let me see. Pearl was quiet, so at least that was a sign she had nothing to add, thankfully. I'm sorry, it's just beyond my reading thing. It's just under the camera. So Pearl was quiet, so at least that was a sign she had nothing to add, thankfully. Every time she added something, it was nonsense, Lita said. Early VC says, why hasn't this old man been on Mike TV? I was just on yesterday or 2 days ago. He's done chasing clout yet? I talked to Mike all day. Yeah, by the way, look up. I'll take the reference and reminder always. Early VC, I talked to him like daily, almost daily, and we information share and send videos back and forth because he's sometimes looking at things that I don't. The girls behind her were looking at her so crazy. Yes, they are. That's why I'm leaving it up there and also addressing this. And by the way, you said her name, Maggie, Maddie. Maddie's just totally over here. Oh no, Early just wants to try to. They think clout is a thing. Early VC, he was there. Yeah, I was literally there yesterday, like 2 days ago or something like that. I mean, yo, YouTube time. Plus, I'm focusing on some other stuff. I don't just move away from topics. They are either part of what the focus is, or we'll get back to them. But I also, in the case of Mike, sometimes it's appropriate for me to be on panel, and sometimes it's not. Just like on Prime K's, I've only showed up once because there was only one panel that was appropriate for me to be on so far. I was invited the other day, but I missed it because I was streaming. Thank you, Prime, if you happen to be watching. And, I'm not appropriate for every one of Wick's panels. But why wasn't I on Wick yesterday? Oh, because wasn't my topic. That's just how it goes. I put myself, by the way, on his panel, and I've since been invited back. Or occasionally, I put myself on those panels. Or yesterday, where was I? I was on another panel, trying to talk to somebody to see if they were interested in expanding their horizon, expanding their, circle of influence and or circle of interests. And then I follow through by inviting that certain person to a number of panels and a number of places where discussions for somebody who is intellectual like she is, and smart enough to run her own program. So if she's watching, and Lita says, Maddie is a confused youth, which is okay. I just hope that they're able to not sink into a single thought or ideal as they get older. Oh man, I'll tell you what. She's 18 and she's just on that show, and I bet you in a couple of years she's gonna be back in college and just oh my God, watching herself. Because don't forget, we go through these periods of learning. We all do. We all go through periods of change, and oftentimes when we're in an extreme at one point, by the time we're in our 30s, we were a whole other person because of that extreme. And I know I am. If you saw pictures of me in my mid-20s, you'd be like, who the frick is that? I had lots of earrings. I had chains. I was contemplating getting a tattoo down under here. I'm like, things were different. Things were different. I was a different kind of human. It's also, I'm just glad I had the foresight to never get any of the tattoos that I thought I was going to do some on my palms of my hands, some crazy shit. Put the tear there. No, I wasn't going to do that. Wasn't going to do that. Plus, that's painful. That's so painful. Right, BC? That's painful, early BC. By the way, early BC, if you didn't know, did you notice early... Oh no! I'm not going anywhere anyways. So excuse me, I can't hear shit right now because my wireless pack has died and now dropped to the floor. I actually need to go buy more batteries because I've run through like 12 in 3 days. Yeah, I mean, by the way, the transmission on these things. If you ever wonder like how many batteries we go through on a concert, it's unholy. It's unholy. It's a whole, okay, I'm back. Always ready with the backup to the backup, because you know the backup to the backup has a backup most of the time and a backup. So, anyways, early BC, what I was saying is if you didn't notice, everybody around you has a wrench. And that's not a threat by any means, just so you know. You're welcome to be here, and you're welcome to challenge. You're welcome to call in when the call-in opens back up. It is open, technically. You could be hanging out. Is that what you mean by like early in VC? Nope, you're not in the Lookup Live. Maybe you are, and I'm just, nope, you're not in Lookup. But it's pinned to the chat, so you can get there if you really want to. But be aware. Be aware, once you're here, it's there forever. It's certainly there forever. Yeah. So speaking of young women who, Maddie's 18. The person I was speaking to yesterday, she's 20. And, and by the way, gender, intelligence doesn't have a gender. Intellectually, being interested in other people for their interesting components of themselves can be misconstrued so easily nowadays, simply because there's so many horny young people that they think everybody wants to fuck each other because they do. And I'm saying this because some of the responses or reactions I got to reaching out to somebody who has supposed stories about them and behaviors, and because of what they've said, and because of the show they put on. Well, there's such an uproar amongst those who don't realize where the show begins and ends, and they think that actually affects them because of a thing called Twitter poll. Now, apparently Twitter poll is running people's lives, telling them what they should think and shouldn't think. And just like the kid the other day said, well, words are decided by survey. That's what he was talking about. Early BC, you don't care. Why do you care? What do you care about, BC? So what I was mentioning about the fact that you're surrounded by wrenches is that everybody ends up with a wrench if you are part of the conversation and if you're here to take part. Because, by the way, there's a number of people here who started out as trolls who are now regular watchers. So, anyways, yeah, and come back as trolls sometimes when they disagree with me. But early VC, like I said, did you change your name because you've already had a mod? Because I give them out freely. Because it's called equality. It's called democracy. And it's hard for those people who don't have actual accountability, who love to think that they can thumb jockey, and find out that accountability is being equal. Oh my God, because you've been already set up to think you're not. which is why you have the conversation you do, which is why you're approaching it, which is why you don't seem to care about whatever it is that you're saying because it's out of context, so we can't tell what it is. So that's okay, though. You're fine. You're welcome to be here. Once again, the chat is open, but, you know, you got to have an actual backbone for that to show up. You know. But, hey, it's tougher when you got to be public. Because you got to cam up, too. You don't just get to, like, call in. No. No, you got to be an adult and face your own accountability and then have it live there. Oh, yeah. I'm not a bully. I'm an adult. Welcome to the fucking world, everybody. And I love you all for it. Because I know that my chat, any one of them would actually come up here and be like, yep. Because, just like me, they'll come and knock on the door. They'll come and tell you what for. They'll come and be in your face and in your place to rock where others fear to tread. Oh, somebody went away, huh? Oh. Wah! Sorry, you need an effect for that. Wah! Oh, you're back. Yeah, what do you care about, early VC, before we move on? We're waiting. There's no answer. I'm going to cross and fold my arms and wait 30 seconds. Yep, that's it. Strike. Sorry, BC. Sorry. You had your moment. Now it's gone. All right.
I think dating apps personally are the dumbest thing created because personally for me, like I go on personality. At the end of the day, like yes, the first thing you see.
And let me tell you something. As somebody who has used the dating apps in the past and also, dates out in the real world and has the ability to walk up to strangers essentially and say, "Hi, I'm Aaron, and you seem like a fantastic human being. And I know this is forward, but I'd really like to get to know you. Would that be okay? Are you have time for a conversation? Or you got? Oh, okay, no sweat. But here's my number. Or can I get your email?" Those openings are not commonly taught. Why? Because it seems like the world now is afraid of interaction and interpersonal behaviors. It seems like the world doesn't want. You want one of those. Oh, one of these things. Yes, it's called a ruckus device. I love this thing. The other portion, I know. I think I played this for you the other day. But the other portion of this that I haven't been using. No. Wait, hold on a second. Wait, what? Hold on. Did we lose Tina today? '83. Wow. I saw her 6 or 7 years ago. That means she was in her 70s. Holy shit. May she rest in amazing peace. That was an inspiring, tiny, fiery, holy smack. So I only got to meet her, during a couple of days once in the mid-90s working at a place called Leeds Rehearsal Hall. And it was at a time period where essentially I got to see a lot of people. It's where I got the Snoop Dogg gig. And, I didn't know her. I met her. I brought coffee to her room. I set up some stuff with her engineers, and I got to hang a little bit and see Miss Turner work. And like watching Dolly Parton or Bob Dylan or Snoop or any of the people, or James Brown, or Prince, or any of the other people I was lucky enough to stand on the side of the stage and watch. Ringo Starr, who I worked for via Ben Harper. When you see someone doing something amazing, who is amazing, who overcame odds, who overcame struggles, who in themselves is an example, all this shit falls to the wayside. You don't even have to be told. You see it. Which is why I think a lot of this stuff freaks people out. I hope that we'll see another Tina Turner. I hope that we'll see another one of these people just like her. And I say these people, I mean like Johnny Cash, like oh my God, there's so many, like Tupac, like oh my God, the list goes on and on and on, like Elvis Presley. You know what? Should have known. You didn't know because you definitely would have mentioned her at the start of the show. Yes, Lita, I did. I know. I honestly, this must have been, let's see, 6 hours ago. I was up at 8 a.m. So, I checked the news and I must have missed that. Wow. Rest in peace, Tina Turner. Hold on. Yeah, she lived a long, great life. We have an amazing amount of history, and we have an amazing amount of music and art and lesson from her as to how to run a proper business as a woman in the pop business after coming out of an incredibly abusive experience, and at the same time coming back after it was decidedly tough for a woman to do so. There's so much about her that it just can't be underestimated. And we need more of that, frankly. I really personally feel like we need more Tina Turners. We need more people that can get away from a bad scenario. And in fact, hold on a second. Let me just do a little scroll through because, wow, you know what I just realized? I just realized Andre 5000 has been doing an incredible, like when he puts the wig on, that he looks like Ike. He looks like Ike. He's doing the same suit and everything. Hold on a second. The internet didn't like going to CNN, so that's okay. Still. Sorry. Now, talk about a show taking a right turn. Yeah, it's, she does have a very tough and sad life in a lot of ways. And we should think of her, though, as an example of how to live one's life positively. And how not to give in to the trials and tribulations and the racism and bigotry that can hold one back, and the sense of, oh, geez, really? Dang. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's why I was trying to open up. It's trying to open up 3 pages of pictures of Tina Turner. Okay, all you get out of there. Thank you. Here. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. See what happens when you do something unprepared on live and you don't realize you need to open up like 8 pages of photos and videos. Oh, is that going to run forever in the background now? Oh, awesome. Awesome. Here we go. Oh, goodness. And now she's going to be, oh yes, see what happens? I try to do something fun, and it fights me. It just wants to fight me. That's all it wants to do. It's because I'm doing its least favorite. All right, well, we're going to have to pass on the picture, unfortunately. We'll just keep rolling, because last thing we want is for the rest of the show to just tank, and I have a night like Brian had. Yeah, she has overcome so much. And That's shocking. But she 83.
I've
What a life
dated
lived.
men that I
What a
haven't
life
found
lived. And
conventionally
such a
attractive, and they have been
great
the
amount of art
sweetest
left behind.
humans to me ever.
Was it because you knew them from something other than meeting them and
Oh, did somebody just show up?
and being attracted to them?
Well, actually, so before I also bartended on the side when I was bartending. Yeah, when I was doing OnlyFans, it was in Austin. He was a DJ.
Oh, you worked together.
Yes. So he was more. Well, we didn't work at the same bars, but it was like the industry. Austin's a very, very small nightlife industry. Yeah. So the person that I dated, he was not conventionally attractive at all. Overweight, just not my type that I would see at all. But his personality completely.
Aha! But his personality. Shut up, Pearl. Sorry. No, I said Pearl. Pearl. Sorry, you're okay. So, anyways, his personality overcame his weight, and she's a really good-looking lady. She got a cute little nose. She's cute. She got the whole kit and caboodle. She kind of seems like she got a good attitude. I could do without some of that. By the way, that's me personally. What's cool is she admitted she was down for somebody because of their personality. And that's amazing. We should all respect that because that's real. That's what most people do. Yeah, by the way, Tina Turner, every woman on this panel, every adult male on the panel, everybody, doesn't matter your gender. You don't particularly have to see someone for their gender. Once they've overcome a bunch of shit, then they're just a great example. And we need more great examples in life, I think, that match more people and their background, as opposed to just a few who seem like just a few who are mostly white. Yeah, most of them are white. Why? Because, well, I think we know why. At least in the United States. Folks want to focus on a few people. And I think we need to focus on the whole group of us who have good ideas. The whole group of folks who have good ethic. The whole group of folks who essentially aren't kowtowing to the fear or pain point messaging and who come with solutions in their example and their life.
But it was a very amazing. We were friends before, and then it just kind of switched into something more. But I think it was
Look at the hate on Pearl's face.
So I wouldn't say there was really a time of us like talking. But I think that's why I think the dating apps are like the dumbest thing.
I agree with you. I mean, if we meet someone on a dating app, like we only swipe right 5% of the time. So if you're meeting with someone online, like typically he's got.
Hold on a second. Did Pearl just ignore what was being said?
Brian, we swiped on each other. And he talking about, do you want to come on my show? I'm like, you ain't gonna ask me out first.
A lot of something.
Did you hear that, by the way? So I let this run because that's really important to note that Brian is on dating apps, pulling these women in. This isn't just Brian accidentally, running into these or pulling them all together. No, they all have some kind of weird situation where they date. They try to make it like folks are going to go out on a date, and then they don't tell the folks that are expecting a date that they're not going out on a date. That they're on a podcast about dating. And she actually, the lady right there just says, well, you're not gonna actually take me out on a date? So that's one of the things folks should know about these shows. That the slick maneuvering around getting people on them is half the game of why people are tripping when they come onto the shows. So once again, call-in is open. By the way, what's showing? The Google see what happened there? Oh. That was weird. Oh, I know why. That's because over here, on the other page, I have internet. Oh, no, that's just one page. All right, cool. We're fine. We're fine. It's all good. Yep. All right, let's move on. So we've got a lot to cover at the end here, and I'm going to be wrapping it up soon, or than later.
If a guy is doing well on a dating app, it's really because he can write sales copy. And that's a problem because it means that men who can write sales copy and know how to take photos that look a certain way are the ones that get chosen over and over. And those are the wrong ones.
I just want to say that when I'm on a dating app, I do read through what they put on that on the questions
Smart lady.
and stuff like that, because you can be the finest motherfucker in the room, and if I can't carry a conversation with you and you're not making me laugh or smile, it's over with. It's wraps. I'm not gonna talk to
the guys you're gonna match with.
Yup.
Know what to say.
Yeah, they're optimized.
Yup.
I don't know, because I've seen a lot of really cute motherfuckers on there saying some dumb.
But again, you're only swiping right 5%.
Oh, no, wait. Brian likes OnlyFans girls. Yes. Pearl is bitter. And, yeah. Lena Caproni says Brian said he's not going to have men on his panel.
Like Bumble and Hinge.
It is a miss, but I think he just wants a date, to be honest with you. I think he's trying to force it into a date.
Anymore. I think it's, at least in LA, it's mainly Bumble and Hinge, and then the
But it's not. Here in LA, by the way,
crazy
that
as
is
hell and got banned off Tinder already.
LA dating really is like the guy.
Yeah, LA dating is the toughest thing. You actually have to be able to socially interact, open yourself up to the unknown, go places you're not comfortable. And there is a lot of internet dating, but believe it or not, it's easier to date in LA because all that internet bullshit, because when you walk up to somebody in real life, they don't even know how to take it. They get so enthralled with the fact that you just walked up out of nowhere and we're like, hi, I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you. I saw you here. Would you like a drink? No? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to I'm over here doing. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Except I don't say the blah 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 blah. I say words. It's important when you're interacting with people, and being social. Anyway, but that's the mistake a lot of people make, is they think that you don't have to be social to be social. Oh yeah, that's that fucking cynical ass contradictory logic again. Where should we jump to? 60 seconds of Pearl. Oh yeah, Pearl flip-flops cognitive dissonance. Pearl, I can't imagine that. Pearl's cognitive dissonance is clear. This is what that's called. Should I put the clickbait up there for the image later? I think I should. I should put the clickbait back up for the image. This is what's going on in my head right now.
All media is marketed towards women. It's not for men. What men likes really has not changed.
Okay, so the reason I'm going to play this is because her cognitive dissonance and her contrarianness, also the fact that
I lived in Israel for over 4 years.
And also her point, all of it is about to be exposed by the girl across the table that would otherwise be in the OnlyFans heathen position. And I say that because normally in this position over there on that side of the panel, right over there, is held in high esteem, low esteem, some kind of esteem. Some kind of steam is held for that by Brian Brain.
Standards there, while
Always putting in the heathen in that chair. And yeah.
Is marketed towards women. It's not for men. What men likes really has.
Okay, so what you're gonna say here is that what men like hasn't changed. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna have to do the call-in on my phone. Clearly. So yeah, if you're wanting to talk about this, then feel free to call in on the Discord. The line is open, and it's always open anyways. You can always come in and head in. Once you show up, I'm notified most of the time. Or you can notify me.
It's not changed.
That you're there. And
all media is marketed towards women. It's not for men. What men likes really has not changed.
Natural, more
I
natural.
don't see, but
And by the way, Pearl doesn't seem to
I
pay
said
attention to what
earlier,
anybody
it really does
says.
depend on the country, and it does depend on where you're living, because it's a lot different in America than it is in Israel. I lived in Israel for over 4 years, and the beauty standards there are completely different than here.
100%.
When I got back here, I went and I wanted a nose job right away as soon as I got back. I went and got Botox. I went and got lip filler. I didn't feel beautiful here by beauty.
By the way, what you're
standards
seeing
at all.
down there is
When I lived
them
in
having to
Israel, I was very
rebuild
confident.
all of the little overlays on the podcast because everything failed that night for them. Yes, you should. Lita says I should clip big. Okay, I'll do it. I'll change. I actually was thinking about it, like having me in front of all the clickbait, be like something like that. Anyways, because it's I never do that stuff. I just me in a picture, which has worked pretty well actually. But
And I felt great.
yeah, I'll do some
There,
clickbait. Why
They
not?
don't care about those beauty standards. They don't care about them.
Yeah, Pearl. They don't care about the beauty standards.
They've done
Sorry.
like with men all over the world.
I mean, I lived there first.
I mean, I've lived in Germany. I've lived all over the world too, so we could go back and forth.
Yeah, but the point is, Pearl, you're supposed to be able to
general,
hear
that's
other
kind of
people and their points. It's not that you can go back and forth, but I want you to point out that outside of Pearl's bubble, she can't handle pushback. When somebody else has a point of view that contradicts hers, well, I've lived all over the world in Germany, and you're going, no, Pearl, you visited Germany, and you live in London. This girl's talking about Israel. Different place. And something tells me she's more worldly than you are, just based off of her behavior. So, Pearl, sometimes I really think that you should just, hold on, Pearl. Bow! Listen, Pearl. You should listen instead of speak. But do you? Nah. She's gonna push back like a 12-year-old. Well, we could go back and forth with this all day, but since I know better because I have a podcast, because I have. Yeah, shush, Pearl. By the way, do you hear me screaming in the background?
Towards women, it's not for men. What men likes really has not changed.
Natural, more
I
natural.
don't see, but I said earlier, like it really does depend on the country, and it does depend on where you're living, because it's a lot different in America than it is in Israel. I lived in Israel for over 4 years, and the beauty standards there are
Pearl's just waiting to speak.
100%. When I got back here,
She's not even paying
I
attention.
went
She's hoping
and
Brian
I
comes back
wanted
to help
a
her.
nose job right away as soon as I got back. I went and got Botox. I went and got lip filler. I didn't feel
Brian's rebuilding the
by
podcast.
beauty standards at all, but when I lived in Israel, I was very
Maddie's an
confident, and I felt
18-year-old
great,
swambling in her
because
chair.
They don't care about those beauty standards. They don't care about them.
The whole panel
But
agrees.
they've done studies on this. Like with
What
men
studies,
all
Pearl?
over the world.
Cite your fucking. I'm sorry, Pearl.
Okay, I've lived in
I'm
Germany.
sorry,
I've lived
but
all
you
over
can
the
go
world,
ahead
so
and
you could go back and forth in the I lived game. But in general, men
cite
find the same
your
thing.
sources.
All media's marketed towards
Bitch!
women. It's not for men. What
With
men,
the hard
what men
B.
likes really has not changed.
Natural, more
Except-
natural.
See, but I said earlier, like it really does depend on the country, and it does depend on where you're living, because it's a lot different in America than it is in Israel. I lived in
Okay.
Israel for over 4 years.
Okay, so we've seen the lack of capability to take some pushback. But here's where it starts to go downhill for Pearl, because she can't seem to take the pressure or the pushback, which is shocking when you consider that she's constantly telling women that they need to learn to endure, that they need to learn to, not be so wimpy, not, apply their feelings, all in their feelings. Pearl confronted with honest people, part deux. In her case, part deuce. She's part deuce. Anyhow.
Wow. Okay.
How do you go?
You strive for me to be so brutally honest. I'll do it. I'll put myself on blast. I'm not afraid of it. Like I own my own shit. That's one
Wait,
thing
Pearl,
about
did
it.
you have something?
No, I just can't imagine like going from that to being like platonic friends. Like,
I think you
She's talking about the girl is a porn girl.
When you don't have like that sexual connection with someone, it just kind of, it honestly like ruled it out for both of us, and it just made us more of just like, okay, you're the homie.
I do not believe that. Men and women cannot be
That's
friends,
how I
especially in that
felt.
close proximity.
Men and women can be friends if you're not attracted to.
Yes, men and women can be friends.
I have a question. Do you think it's disrespectful?
No, Pearl, because we're not in high school. We don't think it's disrespectful.
If you are dating someone new and you have someone around that you've hooked up with before.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
I think it depends.
Wow. Okay.
How do you go?
You strive for me to be so brutally honest. I'll do it. I'll put myself on blast. I'm not afraid of it. Like, I own my own shit. That's one thing
Pearl,
about
did you have something?
No, I just can't imagine like going from that to being like platonic friends. Like, I think
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean,
Like,
when
you
you
do it
don't
otherwise.
have like that sexual connection with someone, it just kind of, it honestly like ruled it out for both of us. And it just
Yeah,
made
can
us
you imagine
more
that when you
of
don't have
just,
the
like,
sexual
okay,
connection with somebody, it would rule out sex? I guess not for Pearl, because she does it for clout. By the way, where's VC? What, you aren't here for clout anymore? Because if I use your logic, you were here for clout, weren't you? Trying to get clout because you thought I wasn't back on the panel? Early VC! Pearl! Alright. That's better. I feel so much better when I do that. It's like when you take a big poo and you're like, oh my god, yeah. Woo! You know Pearl just bathes. Just bathes in her own brand. Sorry, I know it's gross. But you know. Where are we at? Pearl confronted by normal people. Pearl! This is called Pearl Premise Smash! Oh, this needs an effect too. Hold on. Pearl Premise Smash! Sorry.
so common. So, and the one thing that guys should
Is it
know
common?
is if a girl says she was abused and she didn't file a police report, like because in family court you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence, and in criminal court you do. So it's more likely true if it's in criminal court. If it's real abuse, yeah, I mean you should leave. But my issue is like, a lot of times it's not actually real abuse.
So wait, what is she talking about here? She's talking about something she knows nothing about, that she hasn't actually studied, that she just hears secondhand as anecdote.
Like, because in family court you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence, and in criminal court you do. So it's more likely true if it's in criminal court. If it's real abuse, yeah, I mean you should leave. But my issue is like,
if it's real, you should leave.
What they're talking about, and they don't talk about the other side, where a lot of times the girls start it. Thank you.
I don't know about that example of somebody saying.
By the way, premise smash.
Telling the husband that he had a dead son, and then she hits him.
No, I said he hit her.
Oh, he hit her.
Like, cause she was
That's
like taunting.
though.
She was taunting him
If
about
someone taunts you, or if you taunt someone and they hit you, is that acceptable?
I didn't say it's acceptable, but it's not.
But you're implying that, Pearl. Pearl has no accountability for what she says, how she behaves. She has to take a drink here because she can't finish. And let me just roll this all the way back. She get the full context.
Is if a girl says she was abused and she didn't file a police report, like because in family court you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence, and in criminal court you do. So it's more likely true if it's in criminal court. If it's real abuse, yeah, I mean you should leave. But my issue is like, a lot of times it's not actually real abuse what they're talking about, and they don't talk about the other side, where a lot of times the girls start it. Thank you.
I don't know about that example.
What is she in a debate? What does she think she's on a
saying that, telling the husband
a debate panel?
He had a dead son, and then she hit him.
No, I said he hit her.
Oh, he hit her.
Like, cause she was
That's
like
unacceptable,
taunting.
though.
She was taunting him
If
about
someone
it.
taunts you,
So
or if you
Pearl?
taunt someone and they hit you, Is that acceptable? Legally,
I
in no way is that
I didn't
acceptable.
say that it's acceptable, but it's not like
You literally just did, Pearl. Pearl, you just. Oh my God. Oh my God, Pearl. Pearl!
So, and the one thing the guys should know is if a girl says she was abused and she didn't file a police report, like because in family court you don't need evidence.
Okay, she didn't even finish the thought because she knew she couldn't.
And in criminal court you do. So it's more likely.
What are you saying, Pearl?
If
Make
it's
some
real
sense.
abuse,
Make it make sense.
you should leave. But my issue is like.
So wait, what are
a
you
lot of
basing the
times
idea
it's
of
not
real
actually
abuse on,
real
Pearl?
abuse what they're talking about, and they don't.
That's
talk about
why
the
I mean,
other
just
side, where a
talk
lot of
about
times the girls
confusing logic.
Thank you.
I don't know about that example of.
What is the thank you about?
Of the woman saying that.
Is she in some debate panel and not on whatever?
He had a dead son, and then she hit him.
No, I said he hit her.
Oh, he hit her.
Like, cause she was
That's
like
unacceptable,
taunting.
though.
She was taunting him
If
about
someone
it.
taunts you, or if you taunt someone and they hit you, is that acceptable? Legally,
I
in no way
didn't
is that
say
acceptable.
it's
Yeah,
acceptable.
legally in
It's
no
not
way.
like they're
By the
beating
way,
on someone.
she may be a right-wing Christian girl, but I'm kind of smitten.
You can't punch someone because they say something.
So common. So, and the one thing the guys should know is if a girl says she was abused and she didn't file a police report, like because in family court you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence, and in criminal court you do. So it's more likely true if it's in criminal court. If it's real abuse, yeah, I mean you should leave. But my issue is like. A lot of times it's not actually real abuse what they're talking about, and they don't talk about the other side where a lot of times the girls.
What other side?
Thank you.
I don't know about that example of somebody saying, of the woman saying that, telling the husband that he had a dead son, and then she hits him.
No, I said he hit her.
Oh, he hit her.
Like, cause she was
That's
like
unacceptable,
taunting.
though.
She was taunting
Yes.
him
If
about
someone
it.
taunts you, or if you taunt someone and they hit you, is that acceptable?
I
Legally, in no way
didn't
is
say
that
I didn't say that it's
No.
acceptable, but it's not like they're
Wait, then what are you
beating
saying, Pearl?
I
don't think you know until that happens to you, you'll react and
understand that, but you can't punch someone because they say something that hurts your feelings. You
Yeah,
cannot do
violence
that.
is not okay, but
That
that
is
doesn't
not
make it
acceptable.
okay.
Right.
Wait,
But,
tilt
yeah.
your microphone so it's facing straight.
I'm not saying it's okay, but we don't talk about the other side where a lot of times.
No, she is saying it's okay. But we're not talking about the other side. Then what are you saying, Pearl? Make it make sense, to quote Mike. Make it make sense. But she's not making sense. So, premise smashed. What does she do? Where does she go? What could Pearl possibly do? Domestic laws in the UK do favor women, and she's acting like that applies here. She's also being very vague, is what Lita says. Yes, and wrong. Yes, Emily says. She was babbling and then got pushback. Yes, her PhD must be in law now, Emily says. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Let me knock Shaw back up for this, because before the next video pops in. Knock Shaw, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. She's applying things that don't apply, and we're starting to see how she does this on a regular basis, that on everything she just applies blanket like she's a teenager, like she doesn't know the difference between up and down, like she thinks that the rest of us are just gonna believe the bullshit. I don't think we are. And she's finding out that outside of her little bubble, as I'm showing you here, nobody does. Wow! Shocked! Huh. Yeah, cite your sources, B. That's right. Most abuse goes unreported. Correct. Actual abuse goes unreported because of so many implications and things that it hurts on many levels, whether it be socially, personally, interpersonally, or legally. That could do destruction to them all. It is a destructive thing to report yourself and your partner, and it's a very tough situation no matter what. It is not something anybody should take lightly, and it also shouldn't be abused. They also did this with Andrew Tate when it came to him being locked up. Romanian laws are not the same as US laws. Yeah, duh, Lita Caproni says. So, yeah. It's as if they think that nobody's smart enough to comprehend outside of their limited ideologies, outside of their limited comprehension skills. It is fucking weird, to be honest with you. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I do. I understand what it is. But Pearl Smash, Part 2. Pearl's premise smash, part 2.
If someone taunts you, or if you taunt someone and they hit you, is that acceptable?
I didn't say that it's acceptable, but it's not like.
It's not like what,
Like
bro?
they're talking about someone's dead child.
Like,
I don't think you know until that happens to you, you'll react
I
and
can
leave.
walk away from a situation. You can't punch someone because they say something that hurts your feelings. You
Yeah,
cannot do
violence
that.
is not okay, but
That
that's
is
not
not
make it
okay.
right.
All right, what's going on here? That's odd. It's just
Wait,
deciding
your
to not
microphone
move.
so it's facing straight.
I'm not saying it's okay, but we don't talk about the other side where a lot of times girls will provoke it.
I agree.
So it's not like
Yeah.
he's this horrible.
Explanation
Like,
is
is that
justified.
in that situation? Is that something that could be worked out? I mean, like obviously that's a crazy toxic relationship, but it, like they'll act like, oh, the guy isn't a horrible person, he's in the wrong, he hit her, but it's like you were taunting him. And also, like a lot of times, you know, girls.
But
do,
what is that?
and
This
I've
is the
read
thing
these
about
text messages.
her
I have literally,
ideas.
Like, gone through these like subpoena or whatever it is when they have to get the stuff from the women. Women know that they get perks from the government if they accuse a guy of abuse.
I have a very
If someone taunts you, or if you taunt someone and they hit you, is that acceptable?
I didn't say that it's acceptable, but it's not like
We're
they're
talking
paying
about someone's dead child.
Like,
I don't think you know
like,
until
you
that
can
happens
walk
to you,
away
you'll
from
react
it.
and leave.
You can walk away from a situation. You can't punch someone because they say something that hurts your feelings. You
Yeah,
cannot do
violence
that.
is not okay, but
That is
that's
not
not make it
okay.
right.
Wait, tilt your microphone so it's facing straight.
I love
I'm
his
not saying
OCD
it's
kicks
okay,
in.
but we don't talk about the other side where a lot of times girls will provoke it.
I agree.
So it's not like
Yeah.
he's this horrible.
Explanation
Like,
is
is that in
Yes.
that situation? Is that something?
Emily,
that
that's why I've been playing it over. I've been
I mean,
waiting.
obviously that's
Just when I
crazy
thought I
toxic,
couldn't dislike her
but,
more,
like, they'll
she
act
is
like, oh,
repeating
the guy
what
isn't a horrible
Fresh and
person,
Fit
he's in the wrong,
and the
he's
Red
in
Pill and the MGTOW folks are trying to say, and the religious
also,
writers
like, a lot of
saying
times, you know what girls do? This is, and I've read
that
these
you
texts,
deserve to get
and I have
hit
literally,
as a
like,
woman.
gone through
That
these,
you
like,
should
like,
expect
like,
it.
subpoena or whatever it is
Boy,
they
doesn't
have
that
to
sound
do,
like
from the
1955?
Women know that they get perks from the government if they accuse a guy of abuse.
I have a very close about it.
So she's saying that not only do women deserve to get hit, but they are being incentivized to get hit.
Like
We're talking about someone's
Can you
dead
imagine believing
child.
that
I don't think you know
bullshit?
until that happens to you, you'll react.
Can you imagine? I mean, her logic. If this is her actual logic and not just her performative, whatever the fuck it is. Holy shit! In fact, you know what? Let me just give it a bow! Ah! Exactly. She's saying that because MLD said it the week before. She literally is copycatting. I'm glad you caught it. You guys, that's why I love my audience. You're the smartest people around. You catch shit no one else does. It's awesome. I appreciate it. So, boy, my ears are getting caught today in crazy ways. And it's mostly because when you've had the pack on your back for a little while and then you go back to the cable, it's like, yanking myself down. All right. Pearl premise smash. Pearl premise smash. Pearl logic disproven again. Did I just do that with the abuse?
How many times that I have had friends have something happen and they've gone to the police and the police do absolutely nothing.
Well, is it possible that maybe it didn't happen?
No,
like, that's the
because
thing.
we're
That's
not
the thing.
really-
By the way, notice Pearl's logic is just deny
Okay,
thinking everybody else is lying.
Like, my whole point isn't.
Yeah, she
about-
was attempting
My whole point is we need to go off of
speak
evidence.
from,
Like,
oh my
in
gosh,
society, we cannot just
from his
openly
perspective.
believe women because they say something. It is not
But
fair
what was
to
I
men.
supposed to do?
I'm not
Get
talking
my
about.
camera
Look,
out?
I'm not talking about your.
What do you mean by?
Yes, we know you're not talking about her story.
If
You're
saw
ignoring
it,
her.
If you saw it,
It was my witness testimony enough?
What do you mean? Go ahead.
Wait. The answer is yes.
I would think so.
It was my end. Wow. Oh my
Had
God.
something happen and they've gone to the police and the police do absolutely nothing.
Well, is it possible that maybe it didn't happen?
No,
like that's the
because
thing.
Pearl
We're
is
not
using
really gonna
Pearl
get into
logic
that.
for it. Well, is it possible it just didn't happen? No, Pearl. Everybody in the world is not a liar. Why would you think everybody's a liar, Pearl? Are you a liar, Pearl? Oh, yeah! We do have a number of example pieces of evidence on film with you blatantly lying. Ha! Let's reference you saying your ex was a millionaire when he was homeless. You saying your parents are millionaires when they're leasing their house, whatever that means. You saying that they own the house that they're leasing. There's a lot of lies. But hey, who am I? Just somebody who catches them. Like everybody else who has a fucking brain.
If you
Michaela, can you
like, my whole point isn't about. My whole point is we need to go off of evidence. Like in society, we cannot.
Yeah, we do need evidence, and we have it. So good on us.
It is not
But
fair
what was
to
I
men.
supposed to do?
I'm not
Get
talking
my
about.
camera
Look,
out?
I'm not
But this is
talking
what
about
I'm
your.
asking you, is what do you mean by evidence?
No, she's not talking about your scenario because she doesn't care.
If you saw it,
It was my witness testimony enough?
Emily says this is the stuff that gets people
Was me
gone. Yes.
considered evidence?
I would think so.
She was unalived. Yes, she was attempting to speak
Look,
from
I don't
his
know-
perspective.
I don't know the ins
like
and
she.
outs of every situation.
Like she gives
I don't really
advice?
want to go into your personal.
Yeah,
one.
no, I'm
But
just
what I'm
saying that
saying
when
is
you
in-
say like if a
Didn't she say she
girl
doesn't give
hasn't taken it
advice?
to the cops, then she's lying. That's not
Well,
a
your
blanket
friend
statement.
did. Your friend did take it to the.
How many times?
Yes, her
I
friend did
have
take it to the cops.
friends
There, Pearl.
who Had something happen and they've gone to the police, and the police do absolutely nothing.
Well, is it possible that maybe it didn't happen?
No,
like that's the
because
thing. That's
we're
the
not
thing.
really gonna get into it, but I was there, so I know.
Okay,
for a
okay.
fact.
If you
Michaela, can you pull
like my whole point isn't about. My whole point is we need to go off of evidence. Like in society, we cannot just openly believe women because they say something. It is not fair
was
to
I
men.
supposed to do?
I'm
The
not
Kaiser
talking
helmet
about-
nodding.
I'm not
But this is
talking
what
about
I'm
your.
asking you, is what do you mean by evidence? You know, was I supposed to
So
sit there
if you
and get my
if you
camera
saw
out?
if you saw it,
It was my witness testimony enough?
What do you mean? Go ahead.
Pearl doesn't even know how to respond to that.
Considered evidence.
The answer is yes.
You would think
She
so,
guessed.
okay?
She would think
Look,
so.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of every situation, so I don't really.
No, because
wanna
you don't
go
know the
into your
laws in the
personal-
U.S.
I'm
But
just
what
saying
I'm
that
saying
when
is
you
in-
say like if a girl hasn't taken it to the cops, then she's lying. That's not
Well,
a
your
blanket
friend
statement.
did. Your friend did take it to the
Yeah,
cops,
that's
yeah,
right.
but I'm telling you.
And I'm saying
no,
women
because
should go to the
I'm not
police.
finished. But why?
Yes.
All right, let's move on. We're not going to talk about this.
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat, but
And Pearl doesn't get
I
any
think
get
you're
to push back because she's wrong, and Brian is like, shut the fuck up. Oh, Maddie's sad. Pearl just got undone. Premise. Smash. Yeah. 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 Gotta trick YouTube. No, seriously, I had to stop myself before I said it because I was like, oh shit. This is why she almost got her ass beat. Yes. She was oh my god. Oh no, you're good. In the chat, it's no sweat. I mean, it's totally a mod stuff. It's when I say it online or say it live that apparently there's a thing. Although I've yet to be dinged for any of, knock on wood. I've yet to be dinged. In fact, the way I got dinged was, it's totally weird. Totally weird. The one time I got dinged on episode 5, that you'll notice is not there. It's because I showed somebody else's video that apparently was like considered pornography, and it was a lesbian's dating reaction video, like red pill for lesbians, and I was so I was like, oh my god, there's red pill for lesbians, and of course it had like. Brian already doesn't agree with DV, so he moved on. Oh my god, yeah. He's just like, I'm done. He has so much OCD issue, and his show is falling apart while there's 25 to 30,000 people watching him. He's shitting himself. By the way, if you didn't know, Brian also has, popularly let us all know that he has IBS. So occasionally he just leaves the broadcast to go take a stanker or fart. And actually he has farted on camera before. So the poor guy is just, just a wreck. The whole thing is a wreck. It's just a train wreck.
Yeah, all right, we have TJ King, thanks for the 100. Do you women think that a blue-collar man that works 80-plus hours a week is more looked over in today's... Yeah, by the way, Tolu, thank you for the...
Thank you for simping $100 for me, man.
A woman who has an OF.
This is great, by the way. This next portion is fantastic.
80+ hours a week is more looked over in today's society than a woman who has an OF.
I think he's asking if blue collar is less desirable. Yeah.
No, I don't. I think a blue collar man. I think a blue collar man is more desirable to a
Tilt the
woman.
mic so it's straight.
I think a blue collar man is more desirable.
That's a porn girl, by the way, saying this.
Any woman, OnlyFans or not, than an OnlyFans is to a mass majority of men that aren't trying to subscribe to her.
Okay, we have Bad ZXC. We got Victor here.
Yeah, Brian. Poor guy.
I think it depends how hot the OnlyFans model is.
No.
Can we play that back? That is one of the best smashes of Pearl ever, because you never get to see anybody really properly
loves dating blue collar. I mean, honestly, I really don't like
properly smash her.
Thank you for the super chat, but yeah, I think you're digging there.
Oh yeah, I have a. She's so uncomfortable, by the way, on the panel. She has to keep drinking her water. She's just super. Speaking of which, I really should have brought some water. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Pearl Logic Smash. Oh, there it is. No, oh, that's the, damn it. Not that one. Not that one. Go back. Anyhow, so one of the amazing portions of this is that Pearl's logic is systematically being taken apart. Every single one of her normal arguments has been undone. Every one of her normal behaviors that she gets to silence people.
Someone and they hit you, is that acceptable?
I didn't say that it's acceptable, but it's not like
they're talking about someone's dead child. I don't think you know until that happens to you, you'll react.
Yes. She doesn't like the people that she speaks to.
Touch someone because they say something that hurts your feelings. You
Yeah,
cannot do
violence
that.
is not okay, but
That
that's
is
not make it okay.
I also would point out that she doesn't agree right there.
I'm not saying it's okay, but we don't talk.
I'm not saying it's okay. Yes, she is. Yeah, she is. She's completely saying that's okay. So rounding up her smashed logic.
How many times that I have had friends have something happen and they've gone to the police and the police do absolutely nothing.
Well, is it possible that maybe it didn't happen?
No.
Like, that's
No, Pearl. She's uncomfortable because everyone is an example of what it means to care about yourself. Yes. Yes. Not just about yourself, but about the people around you and to be considerate. Everybody at the table except for her is considerate. Even the married woman was dressed modestly enough for her to get some inspiration. Yeah. I mean, that's the funniest portion of it, is that even every woman at this table is fairly middle of the road as far as their attitude is concerned. Even though their jobs or their dating behavior may not be. And Pearl is the extreme at the table. It's amazing to see. It's amazing that that she allowed this to happen, because normally she's in control. Because otherwise, when she's out of control, you see that she can't handle the pushback. She has to take a drink, that she gets flustered, that she doesn't like what's being said and thinks that she's on her own show.
Yeah, but I'm telling you.
And I'm saying women should go to the
I'm
police.
not finished.
But why if they don't do anything?
All right, let's move on. We're not going to talk about this. Thank you for the super chat, but yeah, I think you're digging there.
Your friend did take it to the cops.
Yeah, but
right?
I'm telling you.
And I'm saying women
because
should go to the
I'm
police.
not finished.
But why if they don't do anything?
All right, let's move on. We're not going to talk about this.
Yeah, so she
thank you
is
for the super
desperate.
chat, but,
She's desperate to pull
yeah, I
herself
think
back into the conversation. She's desperate to make a point against someone that she would otherwise call 304. She's desperate to look like something she's not. She's desperate to hide the fact that she is what she calls other people. Sad. Lonely. Angry. possibly even one of the ocean's most beautiful creatures. I'm sorry, what was that on? Or maybe any of those will do. Anyhow, I didn't say it. It's just a sound. What are you talking about? Yeah, she's desperate because she's lonely. She's angry. She is in fear. And she'll do anything. She'll do anything. Why? Because she doesn't want to lose the little bit of what she feels is important, which is what these kids are calling clout. Oh, but they're just beautiful creatures. After this, the one she was spatting with kept coming for head.
I think a blue collar man is more desirable.
High E5, that's great. Yes, Lita.
OnlyFans or not, than an OnlyFans is to mass majority of men that aren't trying to subscribe to her.
That's right.
Okay, we have.
What did she say? We caught that earlier, and I ran it back. But what is she actually saying here? She's saying that regular men, regular old, hardworking dudes, people who are normal, are actually way more attractive to normal people than the things that are inaccessible.
Someone who dates nothing but regular guys? No. I can say as someone who actually actively loves dating blue collar, I mean, I really don't like blue collar men. You know, I'm not really into that finance road type shit. But like blue collar, absolutely. But I look for them. You know what I mean? Like I make sure I'm open enough to them. But as someone who works with nothing but women, hell yes. I mean, I feel like some of them, a lot, kind of airheadish and a little like too full of themselves. And they'll be like, oh my God, you can't make as much money as I do. You're not worth it.
Collar man, I think a blue collar man is more desirable.
Well, the background OBS just fully crashed.
I think a blue collar man is more desirable to any woman, OnlyFans or not, than an OnlyFans is to mass majority of men that aren't trying to subscribe to her.
Okay, we have Bad ZXC. We got Victor here.
Can I answer?
Sure.
I think it depends
Sure.
how hot the OnlyFans model is.
Thankfully, there's a backup to the backup.
As someone who dates nothing but regular guys,
50,000 people subscribe to Kirsten.
If you're like, holy shit,
I can say
really?
as someone who actually
yeah.
actively loves dating blue collar. I mean, honestly, I really don't like white collar men. You know, I'm not really into that finance road tech shit. But like blue collar, absolutely. But I look for them. You know what I mean? Like I make sure I'm open enough to them. But as someone who works with nothing but women, hell yes. I mean, I feel like some of them, a lot, are kind of airheadish and a little like too full of themselves. And they'll be like, oh my God, you can't make as much money as I do.
Excuse me,
You're not
dancer.
worth my time, which I feel like is completely asinine.
That's really funny.
But
All right. We
All
have,
right.
Kiyoshi Gadget, thank you for the 100 men in the manosphere.
Men in the manosphere need to hear the truth that astrology will make you powerful.
Know thyself. The
How
ruling
much do they
class have
spend?
Always made moves.
$100
because
Kiyoshi
these
Gadget spent.
Giant
$100
consciousnesses generate the realm we exist in. It's too foolish to write off the metaphysical.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
I dig it.
What? Okay. I think
Yeah.
we already talked
I
about
love when he
that
gets a weird
little-
one.
little-
When somebody's paid for
Apparently
it.
now our overlays are. Is the monitor working again or no? Okay. Well, apparently I'm seeing the overlays now, so that's good. Okay.
Oh, it is
we
good.
have Bad's EXE here. Thank you, man. Thank you, Victor. The room probably smells like La Croix, cheap perfume, and a warm turtle tank. Turtle tank. Like a tank for turtles. For the girl wearing the
Oh my
cross,
God, I did not hear that yesterday. The room smells like La Croix. Oh my God. Smashed.
Letting somebody drink doesn't have to be like that though.
Okay.
The room smells like a turtle tank. That was amazing. Whatever that was amazing. Whoever wrote that, you win. You won the internet that day.
We're going to go around the table on this. Actually, we're not going to go around the table on this. Zoe, you had a viral video recently on TikTok where you were giving some dating advice. What was the title of the video?
The very first one?
Yeah, it was like dating advice that no one wants to, or what was it?
Dating advice that no one wants to hear?
You don't want to hear, but you need to hear.
Right, okay. We were going to pull it up and watch it, but unfortunately we can't. So, So I don't know if you've committed it to memory, but what were the tips that you offered in that first video?
I think the very first one. If someone wants to.
By the way, I want you to notice the reason why I'm sharing this.
We can't.
So I would say the very first one was.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. Kiyoshi had a point. Yeah, no, he did.
Either shut up and move on and learn how to work through it, or leave.
She's just been waiting the whole time to say something right there. Why? Because she's just that much of a contrarian. But she can't stand that anybody else, other than her.
Based.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Based. It just means.
I love how she's being undone. What does that mean, Pearl? Yeah, no, it doesn't matter about the OnlyFans. Nobody's agreeing. Look, these women are looking at her like the moron. What does that even mean? In other words, Pearl, are you even an adult, Pearl? Why are you using that terminology, Pearl? Anyways, the undoing of Pearl.
Okay, I'm new to the lingo. I'm like, what? But I think the one that pisses
I'm like,
most people
what?
off is that
I love that.
men have
Anyhow.
harder in life, especially financially. But I was talking about dating. In dating, 100%, I feel like men. And yes, I know, like, my what I compared it to, I was like, like men can't just sit here and bust their coochie open on OF for 10 grand a month. Was a little biased because it's literally my life, but yeah, I don't. You want to go into that? Why I think
that men.
By the way, the reason why I've let this go is you notice the
Right.
uncomfortable
So
lack of capability to
harder
address
when it comes to
anything,
men or women?
because also
Okay.
she's just been told that her language is childish, that people don't understand what she's saying, that people don't like what she's saying, that everything she's saying is getting pushed back. We're actually 3 hours into the video. That's 5 hours right there. Yeah, I know. I would have wished to see you up there, Lita, and have you call her a loser for certain. That would have been fantastic. Speaking of losers who aren't, I'm going to show you the opposite. I put this up because this is the polar opposite of what is going on in the video we just watched, and this is where we're going to leave it today. That Dubai is a place where people think that Pearl going to be on the OnlyFans next to rebrand. Yes, she is. I guarantee you, she already has an OnlyFans. By the way, she already has an OnlyFans, if you didn't know. She set it up a while ago, a couple months ago. Long time, in YouTube terms. So this is another show altogether that is called the Luxcast. And this is some fancy-ass, real wealthy, bougie-ass chicks. And when I say that, I mean, like, you can tell by the way they talk, by the way they're clothed. This is some...
in that sector. I come across a lot of men, and they actually tell me that dating women in Dubai is harder than anywhere else in the world.
And why am I sharing this?
Because the women are 10 steps ahead of the men.
Because these are legitimately smart women with a lot of money,
Women know that if he's a player,
with a real dating life,
terrible at spotting women that are players. They have no clue. They're so naive.
giving actual advice about high-value men.
Women, they'll see a woman who's got all these red flags and still fall for it. Whereas for women, we know men are players. We've been conditioned to know men sleep around, men might cheat, so we know what signs to look out for. Men have been conditioned to think only men cheat. They've been conditioned to think women are biologically not into cheating and men are biologically supposed to cheat. It's absolutely not the case in this day and age, because Dubai attracts women who are here for a lifestyle, not for love. So they don't care.
You've got experience in that sector. I come across a lot of men, and they actually tell me that dating...
Yes, by the way, Lita, she was complaining about the thing that she does. She's a contradictor. She doesn't even realize that she's thinking contradictorily. Yeah. She doesn't even think that she's being cynical to herself. She doesn't even realize it. She doesn't realize that she's flip-flopping. She doesn't realize anything, which is why I'm leaving her behind. And the last thing that I'm leaving you with, High Priestess broadcast breaks down what they're saying as well. Yeah, it's High Priestess broadcast. Yes. Another great show. I've just been turned on to them recently. It's very funny that it comes up. Isn't that amazing? When you're like in line with something and then suddenly it comes up. It's very weird. So this broadcast, the Luxcast, first off, this is the real deal. This is high value shit. Why? The view that they have right there is a multi-million-dollar view. Just flat out. They're looking over the eye in Dubai towards the Jumeirah. And they have a wide window. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. I've stayed on the right side of the view across the bay from them. And I know our hotel rooms, which were the cheap ones, were $1,500 a night. We stayed for a week, by the way. I was on that beach doing a show across the way, next to the most expensive hotel in the world, which means $50,000 a night on average. $10,000 for the cheap room. But you can't even get across the bridge to the damn thing unless you are escorted by the military guards or armed guards. Not much of a difference in Dubai. Anyways, Dubai is fucking expensive. And wow. So when these ladies are telling you high value, they mean high the fuck value.
Is harder than anywhere else in the world. Why is that?
Because the women are 10 steps ahead of the men. We always know men are up to no good, usually. Women know that if he's a player, so men are terrible at spotting women that are players.
And by the way, the beach I'm talking about is right there. It's literally right there in frame.
Men are so naive about women. They'll see a woman who's got all these red flags and still fall for it. Whereas for women, we know men are players. We've been conditioned to know men sleep around, men might cheat, so we know what signs to look out for. Men have been conditioned to think only men cheat. They've been conditioned to think women are biologically not into cheating and men are biologically supposed to cheat.
And yeah, they're being transitioned to that. We're being taught that as if, women don't have a sex drive, even though we've spent the last 45 years talking about how women have an equal sex drive. It's fucking revisionist history.
I come across a lot of men and they actually tell me that dating women...
Oh shit.
That dating women in Dubai...
My TV, I'm live right now. What's happening, buddy?
Because the women are 10 steps ahead of the men.
Oh shit. Yeah, you want to talk about this off air?
Men are up to no good, usually. Women know that if he's a player, so men are terrible at spotting women that are players. They have no clue. They're so naive about women. Men are so naive about women. They'll see a woman who's got...
Okay, hold on a second. Let me pull away what's going on. Hold on. Let me just stop the video here and turn the music down because apparently something's happening. Hold on a second. Here we go. Mike TV on the line. What's happening, buddy? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed. This is hot off the press, and Aaron is the first one to get the...
Oh, thank you, man. By the way, Mike, before you go on, just somebody earlier named VC or early VC jumped into my chat and said, "Hey, I'm not. What is the old man not looking for clout anymore?" And I was like, "Bro, I was on his panel the other day, and I talked to him yesterday. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, early VC is a weirdo who watches me. I think accidentally they were gifted a membership as well, so that probably confuses people even more so that he's a troll and a member at the same time.
Hey, that happens. I mean, I give everybody a wrench on my channel, so it happens. So what's up? How you feeling, man? What's going on?
Yeah, so you're familiar with my coverage of the fake dating guru known as Melanie King, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I just got off of a 2-hour-long conference call with Melanie King's family and previous church members.
What? Like you got the church on the line?
I got the church. They were praying for me at the end of the conversation. I got blessed over the blood of Jesus. The whole night. I had the church on the line, and I won't say exactly who the family member. It's not her sister who was on that show. This person wants to remain anonymous until they come onto my.
No, you didn't.
In a week or two, but I got her family and her church members blowing the whistle on her entire marriage. Just how crazy she is from A to Z.
Wow, this is huge, Mike.
all the stuff I unearthed was the tip of the iceberg. Apparently, as soon as the husband filed the lawsuit and then gave her divorce paperwork, she moved in some sugar baby young boys she met at the gym into the family house, in with her daughters. Then when the husband divorces her, he's trying to sell the house. She starts squatting in the house for over a year with her new boyfriend.
Wait.
She manipulates her daughters into opening up CPS investigations against her dad and drive him away to the point where now she's not responding to family law motions. So when she's on my show...
Wait, Mike, wait, roll it back real quickly. So you're telling me that she's no longer responding to the legal matters? She's absolved herself of the relationship with her family, and her family has basically kicked her out?
Yes. The family has outed her to me. They've also sent me voice recordings, emails between her husband and her. The list goes on and on and on. I've got all the receipts in the world.
This is amazing.
Was on my show making the claim that her husband abandoned the kids.
Yeah.
The kids live with her and she has sole custody. No, she doesn't have sole custody. She ran off with the kids and she's not responding to motions by the court.
Wait. So that means she currently has the kids in a kidnapped situation, essentially?
Exactly. And
Holy
the
shit.
reason why the dad isn't calling the police to go get the kids is because she turned the kids against him. She made his life a living hell. She basically turned her little black kids into spoiled little white kids. They're over at dad's house. Dad takes away the iPad. Now dad has the police at the house because the kids say they don't feel safe because they got the iPad taken. Now the next day the kids go to school and they're crying to the counselor, talking to CPS agents, talking about the cops are just at my house. I don't feel safe around my dad, all because their iPad got stolen. Melanie corrupted her kids. She brainwashed her children and drove that man away.
Wow, man. Wow. This is fucking explosive.
Deeper than that. Apparently she has a drug problem, which I now have receipts on. The videos that she deleted, that she was marketing towards children like a predator. Remember how in the lawsuit it said that she was on TikTok asking 6-year-old girls if her makeup looks slutty?
Yeah.
I have that video now.
Oh, so that didn't get taken down? Somebody sent that shit to you? We actually... Oh, my gosh. Mike.
Somebody sent it to me before she took it down. I got all the receipts in the world. They told me, Mike, listen, we're going to send you all the receipts, but we do not want you to release it all at once. We want you to make her life a living hell.
Bro.
We want you to release gem by gem each week and tease that there's more so that we emotionally, we want to destroy her YouTube career. These are the church members telling me this. They're saying that she's a Jezebel. She has a Jezebel spirit. They're telling me the whole nine about what happened.
Wait. So the woman who sat there with the blue-haired girl and said, what did she say exactly? You're a Jezebel. You're not out of control.
You're a whore of Babylon.
You're a whore of Babylon. Yeah, you're a whore of Babylon. But she also said you're not out of pocket. She said some shit to her where she was like, you're out of control. You're out of control. After calling her whore of Babylon. Wow. Maybe that's...
Turns out Melanie King is the whore of Babylon. Turns out that I slipped up a little bit. When I exposed her and she was on my show and stuff, I teased that my people were getting her divorce decree. So guess what she did? Guess why I still don't have the divorce decree? When she heard me say that, she went and she filed a motion. So now when I just talked to Clark County in Florida and I said, hey, where's that divorce decree you're supposed to send me and my people? They said we can't send it because the case is now active again.
No way!
Her family told me she just filed a divorce decree so that she filed a motion so that I couldn't get access to the divorce decree. And also in the motion, she's claiming that the husband abandoned the family and he owes her back child support. Why? Because she's doing damage control. Now she can provide some kind of receipt and say, look, Mike, I told you guys he abandoned the kids and he owes me child support. That's just a motion. That's not facts. That's not a judgment. But this is how sick she is in the brain.
Oh, Lita, by the way, it's completely sick in the brain. By the way, Lita Caproni says that she called her rebellious. You're rebellious. You're rebellious. Oh my God, Mike. So what you're saying is not only did you catch her, that you exposed exactly where the sore spot was, that she had to go to court to cover up her behavior and her misdeeds and create more legal matters, which apparently she probably...
to prevent me from getting her divorce decree that her family's about to send me anyways.
Wow. This is explosive, man. And
the whole 2-hour-long conference call, I got permission from them to release it. So somewhere here soon, I'm going to release the call, and we're going to release a little sprinkle of receipts, and there's a whole lot more to come.
That's amazing.
The grand finale, the grand crescendo is her family and her church members are going to come on my panel, come on camera, and tell it all.
Oh, shit. Wow, that's exciting. Please let me know when that, please let the audience, I know you're going to let the audience know, please let me know that when that's going to happen. And if you need anybody to disseminate anything, I'm happy to follow it up. I'll do some shorts or whatever, because, you know, I have no love for that person as well, based off of what they, you know, the influence campaign. This is just another one of these folks who will do anything, clearly, anything to keep their platform. And what's crazy is, Mike, is it just me, or are these actions devoted to keeping her platform and not like her interpersonal relationships with her family?
Exactly. They told me, her family told me straight up, she's not making no money on her YouTube channel. She's trying to file a new motion to grant her the ability to start up another kid's YouTube channel with her daughters, even though her divorce decree states that her children cannot be on social media until they're 18. She's trying to file legal motions to manipulate her children into starting another YouTube channel when she already did, we all know what, with the first channel.
So, Mike, what we're finding out, what you're telling me is that her sister is complicit as well, because her sister said, oh, the kids are fine. And the quote I have from her is that they're getting ready to do some more work.
Her family told me Melanie doesn't give a damn about her sisters. She disowned her sister. She hadn't seen her sister in 10 years. It wasn't until I started exposing her that Melanie needed some family member to grant her credence and to ride for her publicly. That's why she's clicked up with her sister now. She doesn't care about her. She hasn't seen her sister, spoke to her sister until it came time to come on my TV show and defend her.
Unreal, man. Super unreal. I can't believe. Congratulations. What a find. What work, man. Great. And the fact that you inspire people to come to you in trust, knowing that you're going to do the right things with the information, that's revolutionary. Yeah.
Remember when she was on my show and she was trying to say that her husband cheated, and we were like, how did he cheat? And she's like, well, no, it was really emotional cheating, and there was this woman that worked for him and they were doing stuff inappropriate.
Yeah.
You remember that part?
Yeah, absolutely.
That woman was on the phone. That woman told me everything.
No way. So in other words, the puppet woman, the woman who is represented by the puppet.
Yes, exactly. The woman who's represented by the puppet, yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
When Melanie's talking about, oh, this crazy woman was throwing paint on Black Lives Matter, and then it turned out she had an inappropriate relationship with that woman was on the line, and she told me the full details.
Really?
The godmother of Melanie's children. That woman fell out with Melanie because Melanie King's husband sent the godmother, which was also his secretary, a full legal document detailing all the bullshit Melanie King has been doing to him and the family. And they're sending that over to me as well. So I'm going to get the full email from the husband to the secretary outing Melanie King for everything she's been doing.
Dude, talk about bombs and bombs and bombs. Oh my God, I'm dropping the 808 shakers over here. Anyways, that's astonishing, man. Everything she was doing was a manipulation to hide her bad behavior. There's nothing she said to you in the interview. There's nothing that her sister said to us that wasn't a bold-faced lie, much less the fact that everything, including the channel and the last 2 videos she made on her children's channel, they're all covering for her bad behavior. Oh my God, Mike. Oh my God. This is going to be revelatory, man. I can't wait.
And remember when somebody asked her, so do you have custody of the kids? And we were like, do you have primary custody? And she's like, I don't have primary, I have sole custody.
Yes.
And we're like, well, what's the difference? And she's like, well, because they haven't even seen their father and they've just been with me. It's because you ran off with the children and you aren't responding to the motions in family law.
Wow.
And the daughter's already called the cops on daddy 2 times, already opened a CPS against daddy for taking their iPad. So why is this man going to continue to fight for daughters that are clearly working against him at this point?
Yeah, I mean, that's That's insane.
This man is a multi-millionaire. He was working on Wall Street. He runs a church, and she tried to break him every way possible. Melanie was outside recording when police are over at his house, making sure all the neighbors saw and stuff. She tried to ruin this man every way possible, and her family tells me it was for no reason. What happened was the same thing I suspected. As soon as that YouTube money came in, because that YouTube money from the kids channel was way more than we could ever imagine. Her family in the church said she was making millions a year off of that kid's YouTube channel. The family was making millions, and as soon as that money came in, she went and she spent $100,000 plus on the credit card getting plastic surgery, and she started acting brand new. And that man didn't file for divorce until she hit him.
No shit. So wait, hold on a second. So we know this for certain that the credit card bill is actually medical services.
Yes. Portions of $126,000 was for her surgery.
Holy
and
shit.
And the family and the church confirmed it, yes.
Wow, man, this is
and the reason why
fire.
The family and the church, because some of the family members were also working for the church, so they've got the inside information like a mofo. They've got all the info.
That's it's so important to have. I think that making sure that people know about these kind of bad deeds, man, this is key. This is key to keeping our platform open and trustworthy, reliable people, and you're doing the whole community a service, man. Before I go too far, I just want to read you some of the commentary here. Lita says that someone told her to go file that motion. She can't remember who, and she says you can she means you can tell her sister was complicit. And Emily says, yep. And some people have no sense, Lita says. Let your husband have the kids until you're able to get them legally. My God, she says. And then Emily says, she weaponized the kids against her father. Sick. Literal hypocrisy. And then they say women do this and shame them. And we fucking do that. That's what Lita says in the end.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So how hypocritical for Melanie King's whole platform to be about pandering to men and being some men's right activists when her family said verbatim, all that manosphere, high value man bullshit, that was her husband. Her husband was a deca-millionaire, VP on Wall Street. He decided to follow God, go to Bible school, start a church. He was the most high value man, the pinnacle of black excellence that you can get to. And she still abused the man. Brainwashed the daughters, developed an alcohol and drug substance abuse. Apparently, when the family tried to have an intervention, she tried to lie and say that it was just marijuana. And the family said, hold on, how are you spending $800 a month on marijuana? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It wasn't marijuana. That was some of that nose candy. They said, notice how Melanie, when she always goes live, she's drinking out of a cup. That's alcohol. She's an alcoholic.
Wow. No, I had heard about this. I'd seen it in the chat. Lita says, hey, by the way.
Hey, Lita. Thank you so much, Lita, for sending me them emails and keeping me informed. Matter of fact, it was Lita who let me know that Brittany Venti had name dropped me. So shout out to Lita.
Yeah, Lita's actually watching as much as we are. It's really amazing, and thank you for Lita being Lita. That's awesome.
Hey, Aaron is my witness. Aaron, what happened as soon as Lita sent me that email?
I got a call. We were both like, what? Come on, air horns going off. Yeah, no, that's real. That was exciting, and to see Brittany like not only just pull up your video, but also reference you. That actually, Mike, can I just say that must make Melanie very nervous.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I would be fucking nervous if you were back on my shit, and I guarantee you she knows by now. I'd hope she would, because that would mean she'd be running a little bit scared. So let me ask you this. What's your plans on the information? How are you planning on disseminating this? How are you planning on putting it together? What's your big plan, man? Because this sounds like you could really do some serious work over there.
Oh yeah, I'm basically sitting on like a nuclear bomb, and I'm like, man, should I just press the button, or should I chop this nuke up into 20 different warheads and do some damage spread out over a prolonged period of time?
Hey man, well, it ain't no fun unless the homies can have some, so don't forget that line.
Facts. Well, hey, my first plan of action is to create a community post teasing everybody on the information I now have.
Yeah.
I got permission to release the 2-hour-long conference call. So
Wow.
they wanted me to distort their voices a little bit and leave out like some personal information about them. So I'm going to have to, curate the call a little bit.
Sure.
I'm going to release that call in a live stream and juxtapose it to Melanie being on my show to just point out every point that she was lying at, all the inaccuracies, et cetera, et cetera. And then that'll most likely be its own live stream right there. And then the following week, I'll drop, let's say, a live stream that has some more receipts, such as the videos that she deleted from TikTok, some of the voice recordings, some of the emails I'm being sent. And basically, week after week after week, from now until end of July, early August, I'm going to be releasing a little nugget of the receipts that I have on Melanie until, again, the grand crescendo is when I have the family and the church cammed up as well on my panel to give a full breakdown.
Well, that sounds to me like a pretty long scale, slow escalation that might be slightly painful for somebody. Boy, Mike. Huh. That might be painful for Melanie. Goodness gracious.
They told me straight up, Mike, we want you to release this slow week after week. We want to make her sweat. We want to make her panic. We want to ruin her YouTube career.
Wow. And this is church people, folks. Church people.
Oh, this is true. Hey, they started speaking in tongues at one point in time, prophesizing over the whole thing. It's the whole thing. They did a 20-minute prayer over your boy at the end. Shoot,
Wow.
it's preordained, okay?
It is ordained. Mike got ordained. So if anybody out there is like talking smack about Mike's background or anything like that, motherfucker's ordained as of today. Come on. Had the church on his side, which, by the way, good on you for that, man. That's amazing work. And I really don't know anybody else who could have gotten that kind of information, much less the fact that you got like the resounding, the backslap and the A-OK from the whole group of people. Man, this is exciting. I'm really...
Well, so apparently this is just a testament to my work, because these people have been sitting on this information and they've been watching my channel for the last 3 months. They said they've been watching all my stuff. They've been trying to learn more about me, and they came to the conclusion that I was the right one to give this information to, that I was the right one to take up this fight and do what was necessary with the information.
That's amazing.
They saw the interview with Melanie. They saw the interview with with her sister. They even saw me exposing myself and talking about my own checkered past, and all of that made them know that I was the right one for the job.
And isn't that amazing, Mike, when you're humble about your own background and have the sense to have perspective for other people and yourself? Isn't it amazing when you're self-admitting how folks actually respect that and don't run away from it? Isn't that amazing?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I the reason why I mentioned this, by the way, is I was literally having a conversation earlier about how, folks nowadays want to run away from anybody who might have anything in their past, as if people don't learn, don't grow. And I think we're seeing the difference between people who do grow, like yourself, who grow out of, mistakes or things that they can do wrong, and then admit them and then go way past them, and then make them right. I think we're seeing in you, sir, a great example of how the world does come to the support of those. Even a church. Man, you are untouchable at this point. Come on.
Come on, I might as well have the Nation of Islam standing with me.
Yeah. The guys in bow ties? Come on, Fruit of Islam would be... No, that's a good security force, by the way, in most cases. So, by the way, before I get too far, Lita says some people are crass. A lot of these red pill honey badgers, which she says is the term for the ladies of the red pill. I didn't know that, Lita. You do know some shit about red pill. Are villainous, these honey badgers, and they'll do anything like this, is what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's
so
crazy.
It is amazing,
Our
man.
well's drying up. YouTube's not earning her no money, so now she's trying to get the legal rights to do another kid's YouTube channel with her daughters, because that was bringing in millions.
So let me ask you this: is she not earning? Yeah.
She got to afford a new face and a new body.
Yeah.
Just thanks to her daughter's work on YouTube.
So that's incredibly. It says so that it wasn't just an assumption that we made based off of the information that we had at hand from the legal paperwork. That's actually full tilt, 100% proven now. is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, full receipts and everything. Full receipts. These people are sending me voice memos, emails. They've been compiling information on Melanie since 2019.
Wow. That's astonishing, Mike. I can't wait to start hearing this stuff, man. This is a bombshell. And do you think we're going to see her back on your panel again when you start running this?
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I had the lawsuit paperwork. She came. She tried to deflect against it, but she can't deflect against this. So she when she hears the phone call and she recognizes the voices and the people who, oh no, she knows that I'm tapped into the people who really got receipts.
Wow. Speaking of receipts, so she's not making money on her channel anymore because she can't take the money, correct? Is that what I'm understanding? She can't actually receive the money, so it's being put in some holding somewhere?
For their kids' channels, yes. Their kids' channels that are currently up right now, she cannot make any money from it. She can't even manage it. A custodian has to manage it, and all the money is going into a trust account for the girls. And the marriage decree states that the girls cannot be on social media until they're 18 or older. But now Melanie's trying to file motions to try to circumvent that so that she can get them back on YouTube using new content, because that's the only way that she can make the kind of money she's accustomed to.
Wow. So in other words, her channel is also not making money because it is essentially still belongs to the kids, is what I'm hearing.
No. She had to give up the kids' channel. Her channel right now is her own channel.
Okay.
The Melanie King channel we see right now is her own channel, but it's not making money because she's not getting views.
Oh, ain't that amazing? And so hold on a second. Let me just look her up real quickly just to see what kind of views she is actually getting. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quickly. So Melanie King, even though I hate going to pages like this, but I guess I will. Just because it's worthwhile to see who. Oh, yeah. She has 378,000 subscribers. So they still left her with the 260,000. She's only gained 110,000. She has, man humbles a room full of women.
No. Don't get it twisted. She had to give up her kid's channel. This channel, these 300,000 subs, whatever, this is because of her collaboration with Kevin Samuels.
Oh!
She into Kevin Samuels' life, got a photo up with him, he died, and just like how Pearl grew to 1 million real quick when Kevin Samuels died, Melanie grew to 300,000 real quick because of all of Kevin Samuels' followers and subscribers needed somebody to turn to.
Wow.
Furthermore, the church people, and I was surprised that the church people said this, do you know what a beard is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a gay man's wife or gay man's girlfriend.
They told me straight up, Melanie King never gave a damn about Kevin Samuels. She saw him online, wanted to use him to get followers, and that man's a homosexual, and she was his beard. Church people told me that. Church people. So I was like, oh my God.
Wow. Yes. So once again, we're starting to see, because I don't know if you saw, but I started my show today with that clip because I'm relating people that don't know what they're saying. And I basically showed Pearl getting taken down on the whatever podcast just time and time again by everybody around her, you know, because there's pushback that she normally doesn't have. But at the beginning of the show, I played under the music the clip of Myron asking the gay question. And, you know, and that alone seems like a similarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
if you even look her up on Social Blade, and you know on Social Blade when they estimate the income, you always got to go with the low end number, not the high end.
Yeah.
So it says on Social Blade her monthly income is $900 to $15,000.
Oh my God! Oh no!
So you know it's the low end. Come on now.
Yo, well, I'm looking at her numbers right now. So she has like 19, 13, 23, 32, 22 with a subscribership of 378,000. So that's correct. The viewer number is actually correct. But if she's at 7.4, 14,000, 8,000, 11,000 views on the live, 20,000, 12K, yeah, 20,000. So she varies depending upon 23,000, 69,000 on the Melanie King and MTR. If she's not making money, Mike, she doesn't know how to use her channel. If she's not making money, she's missed the whole point. It means she doesn't have a sponsor. She doesn't have Is she?
No, her money comes from consultations and ad revenue. And
Wow.
you know she making now ad revenue of dating content. That's not a high RPM
No.
ad revenue field. And on top of it, a lot of her content probably doesn't even qualify. Probably isn't even advertiser friendly. So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, even a video I see here that's a month ago with 241,000 views. If we assume that since it's entertainment and stuff, she's probably getting a $5 RPM.
Yeah.
200,000 views, a $5 RPM.
At 1,000.
Basically $5 per 1,000 views.
Yeah.
That's 5 times 200. That's $1,000. So she made potentially $1,000 that one video, but that was the best of the best of the best. Of the
and then
best.
as
Most
you know,
of them are 10,000, 20,000, maybe 60, maybe 80,000.
and she wouldn't have earned that off of one stint. She would have gotten the partition of it as it happened. So if it didn't happen immediately, she would have seen that over several months and not individually.
Exactly.
So that's that. You know, by the way, folks in the audience, that's how this works. You may see somebody with 1 million views, but unless you're like Abba and Preach and getting 230,000 views in a day, that video creeps pennies at you instead of dropping a buttload of money. So, which is, by the way, when you watch someone like Destiny, you know, and who only gets, you know, maybe 60,000 views per day, with only 640.
Her live streams are even worse. Her live streams are like my numbers. She's getting 9,000, 10,000, 15,000 views on live streams, and she has 378,000 subscribers, 400,000 subscribers.
Wow. That's a weird number right there, because that doesn't correlate properly. So that sounds like that a good portion of the additional sub dumps have been from our organization friends. You know, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but what's her name? Something at night. Some lady at night is back in the progress, and they dumped a bunch of subs into her account, and suddenly she's got her own show. So if you haven't seen her show, you get to see her in action. Yeah.
Come on now. Hey, Jason Black has 78,000 subscribers, and he gets 70,000 views on the live stream.
Yeah.
80,000 views on the live stream. 100,000 views on the 184,000 views on the live stream. And Melanie got 300,000, damn near 400,000 subscribers, and she can't crack 20K on the live stream regularly.
Yeah. No, these are the kind of numbers that let you know whether your audience is real or whether they're bullshit. You know. And whether it's bot, you know, I mean, that's the thing is just like on your channel, you can tell that your shit is real because there's always 150 people at the minimum watching, you know, much less the fact that it'll scale to like 2,000 on the big nights, you know, and or higher depending upon how you know, who's the you know, the op to be found.
Sensational it is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So one of those things that always amazes me is that folks don't realize that those numbers are hard to reach. It's impossible to reach that shit. Even on and Mike and I have talked about this. Like on Twitch, you may have 2,500 followers, but your average viewership is going to be 60 people because that's how many actually will show up. So if you're showing numbers at 300,000 plus or 380,000 subscribers, but your views are like you only have 11,000 subscribers, something's wrong, right? Anyhow, I'm sorry. Oh, somebody's. Are you still on there? I'm sorry, Mike. Thought I lost you.
Oh, my bad. I put my phone on mute on accident.
Oh, you're good.
Totally right. You're totally right. So I mean, I thought that my expose would at least wake people up, and it certainly did that. But the information that I now have access to, that's gonna kill her YouTube career. It's done. It's a wrap.
Wow. Well, I was surprised.
The way that I do things and the way that I play replays and stuff. Yeah. She can't run from this.
That's actually great, Mike. I mean, normally I'd be like, well, let's be cautious and take our time. But why should I do that at this point? Because honestly, what you have clearly, if that's additional to what we already saw, how can you even ever walk away from that? How could she ever walk away from that? Much less the fact that I think it's, you know, I think at this point now that you have it, it's your obligation to report it. So she's screwed. No matter what, she's screwed. Mm-hmm. Too bad for her.
Well, mind you, I was exposing this broad 9 months ago.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait for you to get full tilt into my wrong.
Oh yeah, shoot. There's not enough hours in the day. I was paid for a private investigation on some Asian dating coach fraudulent chick. I got to do Myron and what's his face on Friday. Yeah, that's not enough hours in the day. I gotta get you. Matter of fact, girl, I gotta get off the phone. I gotta get to work.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's exactly what I was gonna say. What are you doing? You got a show, man.
For real. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for calling, Mike. You know, good man there. And congratulations again. Congratulations. Anyhow, Mike TV, everybody, killing it as usual. And I think that that brings us to the end of the show today. I'm so glad. Let's talk about what we learned, because it was a long journey, right? It was a little longer than usual, but I'm so glad you could be here for it. What a great journey. Thank you to Mike giving us the scoop. Melanie King, shots fired across your bow. I know you're not watching because you don't realize that it's about to come across your bow, but boy, skeet, skeet, skeet across you. And when your family turns against you, when your own family turns against you, things are about to get real. Anyhow, let's go in the corner. Come here. So, what exactly did we learn today? Well, we learned that I can actually keep the same beat for almost 3.5 hours. Holy shit. Sorry, folks. But what else did we learn? Well, we learned that if you don't actually have a good point, if you can't stand on your premise, if you don't know how to support your premise, and if you actually don't have any decent points at all, everybody's gonna fucking notice, especially if your name is Hannah Pearl Davis, and previously you've been known to host people like Nick Fuentes on your panel without pushback. Yes, in fact, it was breaking news. And what else did you see? Did you guys see Myron's other YouTube page? Oh yeah, the true crime page. Oh yeah. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that it just takes a little bit of pressure and Pearl falls apart, just like the stories of people like Myron or Melanie King, apparently. Holy shit. What else did we learn? Well, we saw Alita, and we saw Emily, and we saw Jacob, and we saw some dude named VC, and I know there was a bunch of lurkers today. And we saw Mike TV dropping the bombs. Thank you so much for coming. That was pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it is sad because it's fucking ugly. You're right. It's terrible. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that things that are ugly make themselves known, especially at a table full of pretty people. And I'm not saying that any certain person at that table was less than fully attractive. No, not at all. I'm not saying that anybody was... No, I'm not saying anybody was any of that because I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. It was just a bunch of sound effects. So you can intimate what you like. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that women, they know what they want. And they can give some advice. And they can have comprehension skills beyond a 6th grader. And what else we learned? Well, we learned that Pearl Hannah Davis, when outside her bubble, has very little to say, is very awkward, is very unattractive next to a bunch of attractive people. Not that that matters, but in this case it does. And also that her points are easily dismissed as bullshit, falderall, chicanery, which are all slightly different, but still legally appropriate. In any case, the last thing I think we learned is really fucking important. And what's that? Well, it's that Mike TV up here is not to be fucked with. Because when you, at the end of the day, cite your sources, bitch, you can drink from an empty cup and still get full. by the way. What does that mean? It means that you can start sipping and the tea will pour for you if, in fact, you're honest, you're earnest, you work hard, you represent well, and you openly admit your own fallibility. And what's important about that? Well, it relates to everything we're talking about here. It relates to the fact that we can all change, that we can all learn to be better people, that we can all find better paths for ourselves if, in fact, we allow ourselves to do so. Just like Mike TV. What else? Well, it's most important, and I tell you this all the time, that we're here to break ourselves from mental prisons, to break out of the imaginary prison cell that we build for ourselves that's inside of a freaking funnel that someone like Hannah Pearl Davis or Melanie King would sell you straight down for a fucking bag. And it's really astonishing to see that it comes down to us. Not CNN, not NBC, not ABC. But rather, a group of us who are just willing to put ourselves out there and try to do the right thing. And we don't care about the bag. That's a nice thing and all, but that's not the focus. We're trying to do the right thing because we see that there's a bunch of folks not doing the right thing. And that, although Lita says this is crazy that they hit Mike up and drop such serious news, it is the way of the now. That when you do better by others, you can free yourself from that mental prison that we call the obelisk, the funnel up to a ben that is nothing but a control system that we build for ourselves. We can do better by others. We can do better by ourselves. We can be better than we were even yesterday, just by allowing ourselves to be better than yesterday. Seems easy? No, I'm not saying it is. But neither did any of the women on that panel when they were talking to Hannah. No, they were very real with her when they took down each and every one of her talking points that she uses every day on her show. Then the pushback happened. She had no control over the panel. And in fact, the girl at the corner, who I am mildly smitten with, despite the fact that she's a right-winger. What does that mean about me? Well, it means that I'm open to people that hit my fancy because our own limitations are what stops us from experiencing life. Well, let's go back on over here. Talk about the wrap-up. At the end of the day, what is it that we've learned? Well, a whole kit and caboodle comes in together to make a picture for us all. And let me knock Shaw up a little bit. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, let's get the, oh yeah, the selection process. There, and knock Shaw up! Low ceiling, sorry. All right. So, how do we take this in? What do we talk about? What are we looking at? Well, folks, first off, exciting news. I think I knocked Shaw too much. I'm too tall now. Hey, knock Shaw. Oh, no, I have no... Damn it. Never works quite right. Mike will always have my sport as well. Internet is the queen of the new mass mainstream media, and conservative media is king. Hence, you guys doing the work. Lita, this is why you're my unofficial co-host. Because you have the hot takes, the deep hot takes, outside of my dog trying to tell me he needs to go out. But in any case, that's a hot take. Or something else that's hot. But I don't want to talk about that. I'll go get him in a second. Don't worry, Pierre. Why and how and what? Well, because people think that they can get away with bullshit, and they do for a period of time until they're called out. How? Well, they're called out by their peers. And it clearly was in this case. Why? Because racist Mickey Frickers who want to sell pain point messaging to make a bag don't deserve the support. They don't deserve the reliability factor. They don't deserve our trust. And that's why Hannah Pearl Davis is done in my book. And I won't be coming back here. I said that before, but unless something really egregious happens, I'm done. I don't see any reason to cover somebody who has had every one of their premises for their own show, their own inability to host a show when given the chance, even though it's not their show, who's outdone by people that she regularly talks smack to. No, that person has been mitigated. And so they're done. Doesn't matter who watches them now. They won't get away from this message. It's out there. And so is she. Trying to run away from the UK. Running home. Out there. Outstanding. In her field. And that's a lonely field, clearly. Anyhow, at the end of the day, what can we take from this? Well, I honestly think that we can take the lesson that you shouldn't fuck around because you might find out. And apparently, Melanie King's about to. Thanks for the call, Mike. Hot breaking news. And that brings us to the end, my friends, where each and every time I ask you very little, really. Very, very little, because it's not for me to decide for you what you do. But I do ask you, when all is said and done, when the end of the day comes, when we look at the situations, the last and only thing that I can beg of all of you, please, you know, come on. There's only one thing we can all do together. Look at Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an awesome show. Thank Mike TV for calling in. That was amazing. I thank you all for supporting. Make sure to like on the way out or on the way in and subscribe. We do have a donor thing going on where basically I'm collecting $100 for the local child daycare that's about to start opening back. I believe it actually was open today. And it's basically all volunteers and all local contributions. So when you send my PayPal or what the donation up there, the tip jar, it doesn't go to me. It actually gets taken down in cash straight to them, and I'll be filming that as soon as I get $100 for that. And if you like what you saw, feel free to write a message, write me, say hello. I also, if you want to send me treats, there's an app up there. Somebody's sending me socks right now. Thank you, whoever did that. I'll be wearing them shortly when I get them. I think they actually showed up. I think they were out front. I should have put them on today. And all of you, it makes my life better. I hopefully bring something into your life, and I want to thank you for your support. And make sure that you go and like and subscribe Mike TV if you haven't already. And thank you very much. Once again, the only thing I can say, the only thing I can ask you now that you've seen this stuff, make sure every day, at least for a little bit, you look up. Have a great day, y'all.